Welcome, Twitch chat, everybody in the arena, to the VOD.GG Championship Sunday Final. Today, we're going to have 4 matches, and after those 4 matches, there's going to be one solo shuffle where everybody's going to be competing for the money. Before we go any further, I want to introduce you guys to our amazing casters, Easy Game and Snupy. Easy Game, it looks like you're already down there in the arena. How's it looking down there, and how are you doing today?
Looking really good down here. Looks like everybody's excited to get these finals going. We need some hype in the chat. Everybody let us know if you guys are ready to watch these finals. Because yesterday the games were pretty hype. We got some crazy stuff happening in the games, but now we're getting to the finals, boys. So it's about to get crazy. Hope everybody's ready.
Absolutely. We do need some hype in the chat. I saw somebody while we were just on the loading screen talking about how Void.GG is actually a really legit website and that the tournaments are great. So thank you to that person from the chat. We, of course, have a lot of EU and NA interaction over here on the NA circuit, if you will. And so what we've done is we've brought in one of the best from EU, Snupy. How's it going today, buddy?
It's going great. It's going great. Very excited for the finals. The games yesterday were very good, I think. The standard was high, considering there's no rank ones. So should be good with some good games today.
Absolutely. I'm extremely excited. Let's take maybe a little dive into Void.GG quickly before we get started today, chat. It's going to be a short but a sweet stream. We're going to have nothing but final day content into the finals. You guys are going to love it. So before we do that, let's take a look here at the Void.GG website. Now, the first thing I want to show you guys is the Void.GG bracket. I think it's really awesome. It's exclamation mark bracket. I'm going to copy paste it for you guys. You're able to follow the tournament live. So right here, chat, you can see the top 8 players. The points have reset for today, and you're going to be able to see everybody who is competing. So the top 8 DPS and the top 4 healers have made it. After the first 4 matches today, like I said, what's going to happen is only the top 4 DPS and only the top 2 healers are going to make it. So 4 DPS are headed home and 2 healers are headed home. Easy Game, we talked about it a bit yesterday, but if somebody's just jumping in here for the first time, when we're looking at the DPS standings, a few familiar names from yesterday, what class or which person do you think has a good edge going into today's solo shuffle?
So, like we were talking about yesterday before we ended, there's actually a good variety of DPS specs in the finals, which I like. Healers, not so much. It's 3 R druids and an HPAL. So, Bot is kind of holding it down for his HPAL brethren in the chat. So, he's going to need your energy if you guys are HPAL mains in the chat. Yep. R druids, not so much. There's 3 of them there. They're not lonely. But yeah, we got a couple. I think the only duplicates we have are warriors and windwalkers, I believe. I think there's 2 warriors and I think there's 2 windwalkers. But we got a Boomy, we got a DK, we got a Feral, a Ret. Yeah, so we got a large variety here. Honestly, like I said yesterday, I think Boomy has an edge here because I feel like Boomy is just very powerful in solo shuffle, but overall in the tournament so far, the casters have been kind of struggling. They've just been getting absolutely ran down by the melee, and there are a lot of melee in this finale, so maybe the Booming will struggle, but Half Man, I believe was his druid name, Half Clip. He was doing really good with the precogs and controlling the melee, so we'll see if he can pull it off today again and hopefully seal the deal and make it into the top 6.
Oh, no, that's absolutely Snupy. How about yourself? Before we get started into today's first match, chat, Snupy, what are your feelings here? Like Easy Game mentioned, a lot of melee heading into today's final.
Yep. Yeah, we saw yesterday the Shadow Priest especially had a very hard time. But there's one caster, I guess, the Boomy. And Boomy is that one caster that can deal quite well with the melees by fake casting kicks, hitting precog, landing clones, and kind of controlling the game this way. My personal favorite here is going to be Lincoln Bio, the Feral Gamer. This guy's actually one of the, like, I'm kind of surprised he doesn't have a rank 1. I think he plays really good. So he's definitely one to look out for. Also, Atake has been crushing it as well. So those 2 players, I think, are 2 to look out for, especially when it comes to the DPSs. But yeah, should be good tournament. And a shame there's not more casters, but that's kind of how it goes when they're stuck in a full meta lobby. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. There will be more tournaments ahead, guys. And of course, we love to see the caster play. I really think that the solo shuffle really promotes strategies that you can just jump into. And I think one of those strategies when you have melee and you're just against a Shadow Priest or a Boomkin is there's a very clear win con. Focus the mage or the Shadow Priest or the caster as hard as you can the entire time, swap off him on a disperse, on a block, and then get back on him. And I think having such a straightforward strategy makes it a lot easier. When you're running double caster and you have maybe not a meta healer with you, chat, sometimes it's a lot harder than you think to make sure you're not overlapping a life swap with a block and a bubble and things like that. So we're going to take you guys in to the first match of the game. It's looking like a lot of melee. Snupy, why don't you walk us through what you're seeing here?
So I'm seeing two Arms Warriors in the same lobby. We had this happen like quite a few games yesterday as well, and surprisingly enough, even though usually stacking one spec won't be a good thing, two Arms Warriors can do a lot of damage and can definitely still land kills. But we do have Half Mana, who yesterday managed to handle the double melee lobbies, or actually triple melee lobbies quite well. So let's see if we can do it today as well. Chachio on the DK. This guy was pumping yesterday. I think he went 5-1 on this map. So let's get this going here, though. Half Mana looking to hopefully land some Cyclones game. Last game, or last tournament yesterday, he did clone himself quite a few times. So hopefully today that won't be happening as much. But it's hard when he faces two warriors because there's a lot of spell reflex. And there we go. Precog instant, though. Tries Cyclone. Lands the DR clone on the warrior. I guess it was Banner that made a short, actually. Thorns is up. Again, Thorns is huge here. They actually have noted the spell, and they have two Thorns. So if they can rotate Thorns properly, Bite and Half Mana, they can get some crazy pressure with that, especially if they can do it when the Warriors actually connect onto him. Because one thing is Thornsing, and one thing is Thornsing at the right time. Let's see, your Half Mana, though, taking big damage. Half health, Half Mana, both at the same time. He's almost dying, actually, but it seems like he's going to be able to stabilize there. Full clone onto Atake, who's MS. I believe he actually placed number 1 out of all the games yesterday for DPSs. So he's one big pumper. Let's hear it, though. Seems like actually Chacho, being the target for Bear, Half Mana doing a good job cutting away, getting precogs, which makes him a less appealing target. Full Cyclone onto Tommy, the Warrior. Yeah, Half Mana playing this really well. Actually getting some huge pressure out. Parry's forced from Half Mana. From MS. And he gets Cyclone on the parry. That's beautiful. Cycloning someone on their major defensive CD. That's a good play. He has a trinket, and he's putting up into a bash. A kick on the Druid. So far, the DK Boomy is doing really well here. Huge pressure. Actually, might just land a kill right now. Bark is used. He gets DR Cyclone on the Bark, which is quite nice, quite low. But can they... Nope. I guess NS came through, and he's going to be topped off. So... There is that, but now no parries from either of the Warriors, no Iron Bark. Could be in big trouble, but as it is, Chacho actually taking big damage. No Ice Spawn for 12 more seconds there. So could be in big trouble. If he gets an execute range, he's going to get 2 of them in the face, so that could be a swift death, but he does get cloned. Good Cyclone, I think, keeps him low on the Iron Bark as well. Ice Spawn has now been used. So with that, that's their last CDs, except for NS, which is also there, though. But Chacho's going to be in big trouble there. He needs to somehow get away or just get some pressure going, because this is not looking good at all. And I don't really see him living this unless somehow he can put the pressure, switch it onto them. But it's execute range, and there's so many big chunks coming through. There's just nothing he can really do. Or maybe he's cutting away. A little bit of kiting there. There's nothing to really press for them here, though. He has Thorns up, which puts on some pressure, but it's not going to stop him from dying necessarily. Chacho, half clone to Bite. DR stun on the Chacho. He's barely living for like half a minute here.
Holding on for dear life.
He's holding on with 10%. Oh, eventually he will go down. Good effort,
that's one thing about the double warrior is if you fall behind against that, they have 2 sharpens. As long as they're not overlapping those sharpens, it's pretty much impossible to recover at that point.
Yep.
Especially with solo shuffle dampening starting at 10%. Like. It's a downhill from there, and that's what we saw there. One thing to touch up on that Torp was mentioning earlier, part of the reason why casters seem like they struggle a little bit more in solo shuffle is because if you look at the CC that casters have versus the CC that melee have, most of the CC that casters offer is breakable, like Fear, Sheep, stuff like that. It's hard to get that in solo shuffle, whereas melee, it's usually stuns, hard CCs that aren't broken. And the strats for double melee are generally more straightforward. Makes it a little bit easier in shuffle. Here we go into the next round. Half mana crank popping in Karn right away. Looks like they're starting on Reala at the start of this game, but Thorn's doing work right now. Chacho getting a little bit low. Thing about DK is DK versus Warrior is the sharpens and the MS really kind of hurt the DK's defensives because Death Strike basically does nothing when you're sharpened. It pretty much does nothing even when you're not sharpened, but it makes it even worse when you are sharpened by taking a little bit of damage here. Still has Iron Bark over there on the Team 2 side, so he should be super safe here. MS taking big damage. Should be okay here. The Ardruid output is pretty insane, so as long as they don't run out of CDs here, they'll be okay. Chacho still has IBF, opts to use the AMS there for the Thorns, I believe. Just wants to mitigate the Thorn damage, doesn't want to take too much from it. But half mana could capitalize on that. Maybe they can get a kill out of that. I believe the DK is probably going to be their primary kill target. It looks like it is. Clones him right there. Maybe he can get a swap on the clone here. But it doesn't look like he's just getting ran down right now. The Trent's doing insane healing out there. MS actually taking a lot of damage. The half mana keeping up the pressure here despite getting trained. That's the one thing that Boomy has differently than the other casters is that it can keep the damage going up. But right now he's getting cranked.
Oh,
He has Barskin available. I don't think he might not need to use it. Looks like they recover. He does end up using it anyways. That might be trouble later, but they still have damage rolling, so still getting value out of it, and they're not swapping. Chacho getting some pressure on him. AMS back up again. He still has IBF. Maybe he'll have to use it here. Doesn't look like he has to. Half mana back under pressure again. Presses Thorns. He actually has really good use of the Thorns here. But Rio got and the swap there just catching him. He still had Rally, I believe. I don't think he got the global for Rally there. Maybe that would have saved him. But unfortunately that swap really cost him there.
He had parry back in 10 seconds, but he had 10 seconds too late. And he will go down. So far, MS Ataki with a 2 rounds won. Half mana of the Boomy is struggling so far. It is a full mid lobby. He's a Boomy, so he does have a chance here, but it's still a tough time. As you can see, he's not quite getting the pressure he probably wants to get. But let's see here. A new chance this game. We got the DK Warrior, though. Let's see here. Can he escape, get some space, get some Cyclones, or will he get trained down? Double Sun coming through. Very, very nice. Maybe Cyclone that. No, he does not go for the Cyclone. Anti-Magic Zone has been used instantly. Gets taught. No, he just jumps out of it, though, it looks like. Cyclone onto Rila. Chacho in trouble. Has to Icebound instantly. And also, Tommy, the Warrior, also uses his parry. So DK now, no Icebound, no Iron Bark. No Icebound, no Trinket. They do have Iron Bark. And the Warrior also has no parry. Let's see here, though. Half mana. Looking for some Cyclones. Trying to bait some kicks. Those precogs are just so important. It's so important.
He's been doing a great job getting precogs so far.
Has. And like the thing about precog, if you get precog, you don't really have to worry about reflect. You just get precog, cast a clone into reflect. That's fine. It's not gonna see you because of the CC immunity, and then you can cast again and actually land it. So yeah, precog is crazy value here. So it's all about kind of getting into a flow of fake casting, getting precog, landing clones, getting space, and then kind of taking it from there. Good Thorns are onto half mana as well. When they actually connect onto him. Half mana looking for clone. Gets stunned. Trinket says, will he land the clone? Full clone on Tommy now. Can they get any CC going, though? Here we go. Stormbolt. Can they follow this up with the clone? They do. But no pressure will actually come from it, though, it seems. 4 half mana, like, he really wants to win around there. If you lose the first 3, it doesn't mean you're doomed, but it's a very, very bad start. So winning this round will be very, very important there. And he's with Ataki, that like probably one of the best players in the tournament, at least looking at yesterday. So this round could be the one. He's Thorns up again. Good stuff. Getting a bunch of Thorns value here, I would say. It does seem like the DK Warrior are being a bit more cautious of not just blasting into the Thorns. Because yesterday we saw Thorns and people did not care at all. They were just going straight through it and just sugging through it. But really here in trouble in the Stormbolt. Might actually die, but he has skin up. Will that be enough? Atake is chasing him in. He gets bashed, put in the Cyclone. Ooh, beautiful Typhoon there from
Huge typhoon.
half mana, saving Atake from a whole lot of CC. And with that, Intervene coming through, but will it be enough? Atake here, Blaze throwing at everyone. But actually taking some pretty big damage. But Rila in so big trouble, guys. He's nothing to press. Very low HP. Extra range comes through, and down he goes.
Couldn't recover. I thought the intervene would be enough for him to recover, but even that was not enough.
Yeah, I guess the healing reduction and some dampening.
51% dampening.
Yep.
3-0 for Atake, and half mana managing to secure a win. So he has to be happy at that round because, like you said, going 0-3, sometimes, you know, if you have a weak mental, can definitely dampen the rest of the Soul Shuffle lobby. But luckily, half mana doesn't have to worry about that. Securing that dub, he's definitely still in this, but he needs to win another round. Hold it down for the casters. He's the only one left. Chacho taking so much damage right off the bat. I don't think half mana has popped his Incarn yet, and AMS has been used. That could be... Oh, there it is. The Orbital Strike you can see coming out. Chacho taking the most damage here. Maybe he can land a clone. He has an IBF, though, so maybe he's waiting. MS getting swapped to as well. There's just so much damage coming after them, but they're getting counter-pressured. They're getting counter-pressured as well, taking so much damage in return. But Bai doing a great job keeping them up. He's already Iron Barked. Okay, manages to recover. There's so much HPS coming out from the Druids. As you can see, the Trance just pumping out those regrowths. And now Chacho might be in trouble here. He does have AMS coming back up again in 2 seconds. IBF still available. But half mana gaining some space here. Gets a precog. Huge precog from half mana. He's going to try to swap the clone here, maybe. Or they're just going to go. They're just going to go onto Rila. Finding that Rila might be a target here.
Greetings, Skin, actually.
Yeah, he still has Skin. Turns the corner, gets out of line of half mana, so he knew he was safe there. Still has Trinket available. Chacho still has Trinket available. AMS used. Still has IBF. Taking a little bit of damage here, but Bai under pressure now. Looks like these R-Druids are getting pressured a little bit more. I like that. R-Druid swaps are definitely very strong, especially with the Warrior. As long as you're able to connect. The problem is connecting. But it looks like these Warriors aren't having trouble connecting. Rila now taking some damage here. Maybe half mana could connect here and they can put some real pressure here, but Rila off stun DR feels like he's safe. Still has Bark. I feel like he probably should have sent the Bark already just to mitigate damage because it might come down to mana at this point with how slow this round is going. But
definitely could.
Rila still taking a lot of damage. He has Iron Bark and Bark Skin available. No one should die anytime soon. Avatar coming out from MS. Perry getting traded out by Tommy. Good trade there. Doesn't want to take too much damage from that Avatar go, but here we go. The go onto Rila, but he's basically soloing half mana under so much pressure he can't push in. But he's getting some damage out of his own on MS. Rila almost getting taken out there, just solo by the Warrior. But watch as his teammates are getting rotted. This is what I'm talking about, pressuring the R-Druid. His teammates are getting rotted down at the same time that he's surviving. But he's, like I said, he still has Barkskin and Iron Bark. I feel like he's kind of greeting them. Barkskin is such a short cooldown. Maybe just send it out to mitigate damage. Chacho, definitely he needs the IBF. Maybe he's so low.
Oh, but Atake as well.
Atake. I think the ignore pain, but the dampening at 55%. That ignore pain was hardly even visible. I don't know if I like greeting the Barkskin that much. I don't know if it was a visual bug, but it felt like he just never pressed it in that round.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely holding it for when it was needed. But yeah, true. I mean, mitigating damage is like gonna save your mana bit, can be a good thing. But I guess that game does make it the first loss for Atake. I thought for a second he was gonna go 6-0 there, but that does not seem to be the case. So that means the Warriors are getting way more closer wins now. 2 for Atake. No, 3 for Atake, 2 for Tommy here. But now they're back on the double Warrior, looking to make it 4-3 instead. Here we go, Stormbolt onto Rila. Again, double Warrior. They did win the first round. Stacking specs usually isn't optimal, but as we can see, they still have crazy pressure. Chacho already in trouble, falling down low.
Oh,
that double sharp blade is making it really hard. Reflect on Cyclone, well done there. Okay, so Rila did press a Bark. They also used the Icebound, so this means already that Charchio and Rila could be in some big trouble. It seems like half mana is kind of being left alone for a bit at least, but I have to say that Ataki is going in with the Stormbolt on him. He gets away. It's a bit easier for the Boomy to get space with a DK on his team to kind of grip them off him, slow him down, chain him down, so he can actually get that space. But Rila actually tranks there, guys. Trank is a massive cooldown, especially into a comp like Double Warrior. So he could also be a nice kill target now. Half mana looking to spread those dots, keep the pressure up. So far, actually doing a lot of damage, even though it's being charged down quite a bit. Thorns is up. Ataki going straight through Thorns, though. That might be a mistake. Okay, actually, Ferrisman kind of backs off a bit, noticing that he kind of falls low. That Thorns damage kind of creep up on you. If you don't really notice it, you can suddenly just be taking, an extra 100,000 damage, and that could put you in that deadly zone. Rila here jumping back to half mana. Well used at the wild charge. Okay, Bite actually in some trouble though. The Ironbark himself, has Ironbark himself and NS now. But so at this point, both the Warriors still have pretty much all their defensive cooldowns. So they should be fine. Both the rally, both have that parry. So far they're looking very tanky. And half mana taking so much damage here. The double ward is crushing him. Gets a fake cast though. Beautiful, nice. Okay, half cyclone, not full cyclone, but that will at least give him a few seconds. Stormbolt again now. Now they're on to Rila. Guys, so far the double warrior's looking so strong and just crushes the rest of Druid.
God.
Through Trinket. He has no Trank, like I said earlier. That Trank could have saved him there. Maybe could have saved it for this moment, but yeah, down he goes. No Trinket will save him there.
Yeah, the thing about Double Warrior is, they might not have a lot of CC, a lot of overlapping, but they definitely do not lack in the damage department. As you can see, Rila just getting swapped to right there and getting just absolutely global lumberjacking, as someone just typed in the chat, chopping down the tree, literally and figuratively. Warrior's definitely in a good position right now. This is the last round. Half mana, needs to get this dub. Secure for the caster, boys. The only one left. Otherwise, we're going to be seeing some blenders. Pure melee lobbies. Here we go. Tommy just going in. Popping the Blade Storm right off the rip. Sells Avatar, sells everything available. I'm not sure if half mana has popped Incarn yet. Haven't seen the Orbital yet. Rila taking the most damage here, but he does trade the Bark. Should be fine. He just needs to get a little bit Innervate there to preserve some mana. Bark is over. Has to Iron Bark himself right now. He's taking so much damage right now. Triple DR stun there. He's still under. He's dying through Bark Skin. He might have to renewal as well. I think he might be able to recover here. He's taking so much damage, and they're not getting any pressure back right now. Chachio and Rio, Tommy just sitting full health as they're just absolutely blasting Rila under zero pressure, and he's still taking the most damage. They are not swapping. They're just training him. There's the Trank. Okay, this should be enough to recover him. He only has renewal left. No Trinket for 20. He has Meld. But is that going to be enough? Because they are not stopping. They are just running him down. They are not... Oh, here they go. Now they have to swap. Finally, getting a little bit of pressure out onto Tommy, making him swap off. The problem here is that Tommy and Chachio are just not taking any damage, so they're able to just sit on Riala without ever having to swap off. And here we go. Barkskin's going to need to be compressed right now. Or said, I think that's not enough. It's not enough. He had renewal, I think.
It's over.
I think he got insta-stunned. I think he got stunned on his Trinket there. So huge reset on that.
Gets crushed with the DR stun. Bite with a 5 wins. So actually both the Warriors getting 4 wins each. Half Mana with the 2 wins. Charge with the 2 wins. And then Rila actually only getting 1 win. So Half Mana did get 2 rounds. I actually thought I only got 1, but my memory failed me there. So that's not too bad. 2 rounds is something you can work off, right?
Yeah, not too bad. He's definitely not out. If he went 1 and 5, I feel like, maybe he'd feel like he's down and out, but he could definitely come back from 2 wins. Hopefully we can see it.
We saw, which surprised to me, I think even with the Boomkin being the solo caster, I actually find it quite difficult to win with Double Warrior. Easy Games mentioned it a couple times that Warrior has a lot of utility, a lot of damage, the double sharpens, but still they're sort of linear with what they're doing, right? Just the damage. And I actually thought that the Death Knight and Half Mana had a good shot of beating the Double Warrior every time, but that wasn't the case. Do you think they could have set their goes up the DK Boomkin a bit better? Easy Game, do you think this Solar Beam being one of the Boomkin's strongest abilities into a double Resto Druid lobby kind of hurt his potential for a big CC goer. Why do you think the double Warrior was able to come away with the 4 wins and both times together?
I think for the DK Boomy composition, when they get that, I don't think that hitting the Warriors is gonna yield a win. I think if they're trying to just race and DPS trade blows, they're not gonna win. The Warriors have double sharpen. I think they have just overall more damage in general. Their best bet is to do some kind of go onto the Ardruid with like a Grippin, Asphyxiate, Solar Beam, maybe an A-Bomb Limb, keeping him in the Solar Beam, getting some pressure out. But they're definitely, I think their win con is killing the Ardruid and not a Warrior. I don't feel like they're going to keep up with the Warrior damage in a straight up trade. So getting some good swaps onto the Ardruid is probably the only way to go.
Right. And Snupy, we saw there that it was a Resto Druid versus Resto Druid, and one of the Resto Druids was able to pull ahead 5-1 and maybe showcase that, hey, they're one of the Resto Druids to look out for. We know going into the next lobby, which we're not going to jump into this second, but we are about to go into it, we're going to have a Holy Paladin versus the Resto Druid. Who do you expect to come out on top in that matchup?
Of the Holy Paladin and Resto Druid, it really kind of comes down to what DPS are in the lobby. The map can have some effect there, so it's kind of hard to say, but I think Holy Paladin can definitely do it if there's a lot of melees in the lobby. He definitely might have that advantage, at least early on. But then as they go deeper, dampening, and also as maybe he's ran out of bulbs and bubbles, the Ardruid might kind of start to get that advantage, but playing very aggressive in the start, maybe even bopping to just kind of go in, get that pressure out. They could maybe get an early kill. But yeah, should be fun to watch. We do have the Feral in the next lobby.
Okay.
So one thing about Feral, though, yesterday he had Priest to PI him. He doesn't have that now, which actually is a pretty big thing for the pressure you can do in the opener. So yeah, it should be interesting. But I think the Ardruid will probably come out on top, if I had to guess. But the Holy Paladin can definitely pull it out of the bag as well, if he
For sure.
if he tries very hard.
No, I love that. I know you're rooting for the Feral Druids. Before we jump into the next game, chat, there's going to be 4 games again, just in case you got in here. 4 games today. We just had 1, and then we're going to go to the championship final, the 5th game. But before we do, I just want to take you guys through the Void.gg website really quickly. And something we're going to touch on that I think is extremely useful and very fun to look at, gives you a lot of good information, is the World of Warcraft leaderboard. So in the spirit of the solo shuff, if you go onto Void.gg, press the World of Warcraft button, and go to the leaderboard, and then switch the 2v2 over to the solo shuffle, what it's going to do is bring you to the leaderboard. And then I found out yesterday that Boo Chains was Peekaboo. He's been dominating on the Elemental Shaman. Twitch chat let me know that. So if I want to see what Peekaboo's been up to, if I haven't been watching his streams, you can click on Boo Chains and have a look here. Now, if it shows no data here, it's actually because it's selected the 3v3 to start, and he's not been doing much 3v3 on his Ellie. I'm sure you guys know this. He's been spamming the shuff. So when I switched his rating history to Elemental in the solo shuff and his game history over to solo shuffle, now I'm going to get the data that I need to see how he's been doing on the ladder, if I've missed out on his games. If I want to take it a step further, all of his gear is here. His talents, you'll be able to copy here from his Elemental, his Restoration, his Enhance, his achievements on this character. I'm sure you guys are aware of his achievements in the future. So there's a lot of really, really cool tech that we're going to go over throughout the stream that allows you guys to see everything you want to see about somebody, a friend, somebody you're learning from in one spot. The second thing, before we jump into the next match, that you guys need to listen to is Void.gg is doing another $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. So I'm going to quickly copy this link, spam it in the chat so you guys have no excuses. Go to this link that I'm spamming in the chat. Nightbot's trying to throw me off here. And give this post a like and a comment. At the end of the 5th match, the finals, we will give away the $100 Amazon gift card to you guys. All you have to do is like and comment. So with that being said, we're going to load up the next match. I'll let them know we are ready to go, and we're going to dive into it, and we'll have a look. It looks like easy game. You're already in the arena.
Oberon Arena.
Is that where we're headed?
Go. That is where we're headed. I'm already ready in there, ready to spectate.
Okay, well, we love that. We do always have easy game down on the field, up close and personal, making sure that he captures everything right in front of him so he can give you the best casting possible. We are going to load in here, and perhaps easy game, you can walk us through what you're seeing here as the gates open, since you're already down in the arena.
So we got Feral Rhett with the H-Pal. See, this is the lobby we've been waiting for. It's the H-Pal versus the R-Druid. The only non-R-Druid in the finals. Bot got to hold it down for his H-Pal brethren in the chat. So channel your energy in the chat for Bot. He needs to stay in it. We don't want to see a bunch of R-Druids. Looks like double Windwalker to start off against Feral Rhett. Honestly can go either way here. The Feral Rhett's gonna have a lot of damage, but the double Monk is also gonna have a lot of damage, but their bursts might be insane. They're gonna have to get good use of their bops here. They do have 3 of them at their disposal, but they're gonna be very vulnerable in the forbearance stages. So if I were them, I'd probably just toss the first couple out like candy, get them out early, get them out at high HP, so that they can live for that 30 seconds. And make use of all 3 of their bops, because the bops are definitely going to be massive here. Maybe bop a Karma too, if possible. Here we go, Lincoln Bio. He didn't get the double rake stun, unfortunately, but he did get the single rake stun. Going to try to get the damage out. Mongo taking the most damage, already trading out Karma. See, maybe a bop here, maybe a bop trade here. But unfortunately, it is on the Feral, so this could be a good bop on the Feral. The 4
damage.
They haven't pressed a
Double
bop
force.
yet. They haven't pressed the bop yet. I feel like maybe it would have been a good bop there on that Karma. They could have got some pressure out. The Pharaoh would have been okay. But opting not to use it. Still have all the bops available. Mongo taking the most damage here. He doesn't really have much defensives left. He has Dampen and Fuse, but that's not really going to do much against the Feral. Feral getting some good clones here. Lincoln Bio gets hit with the leg sweep here. Might take a little bit of damage here. He still has walls available. There's the bop. Love to see it. Kazit getting the precog there, just spamming the clones. I believe that was Kuro's bop, so Bot still has all his bops. Kazit's under so much pressure right now, he might just die in a bash.
The trank.
He gets the Trinket Trank there. Was in big trouble there. Had the Trinket Trank. He still has Iron Bark available. Now he's got a Trent out. That should be able to recover here. Kuro's taking under some pressure. He doesn't really have much left. No bubble, no wall, no shield. The shield just came up, presses it, gets a blind there. I believe he just blinded into clone though. Searing Glare coming out. Searing Glare is
Cassie under trouble.
Iron Bark at 20%. He had to Iron Bark. He had to pre-Iron Bark that if he wanted to survive that. So much damage coming out.
Yeah, some huge pressure there. Quite unfortunate for the Archer there in the end. Does have the Bark, but Bark last second just won't be doing all that much. But yeah, huge pressure from the Feral. I think the Feral here is all about landing good clones in this matchup. 2 Paladins. Bops are annoying, but you could clone them on the back to kind of mitigate the benefit they get from bopping. So that could be a huge thing. Now we've got 1 Windwalker in each team. But yeah, I mean, together they also has been crazy damage. But not enough to actually win the round, though. I think stacking a spec like Windwalker, unless you like kill kind of early, it's going to be kind of hard to finish faster than the enemy team. Okay, Karma coming through on Lincoln Bio early. He's kind of just staying far back, chilling hard. Gets ink cap, gets Hodge action now, taking big damage, kind of far behind. Gets Dispel eventually. Cassie gets also Hodge though. Into a blind. So cleaving here could be a bit tough for the Ferals. It's a pretty big map, but considering it's all melees, it should not really be that much of a problem. Cassie in big trouble again. Cassie actually seems to be a target that people enjoy going here a lot. Swapping off and though back onto Kuros here. Kuros actually taking big damage too. I believe Lay on Hands, both Lay on Hands actually have been used. Lincoln Bio in trouble. Renewal was pressed. Can he get a Cyclone here? Like, oh, gets kicked last second. Like, getting those Cyclones is really, really huge, but they do have 2 Druids. He's not alone in cloning, but keep in mind, every Cyclone the Feral lands, he will be getting a free Feral Frenzy, and those Frenzies give him comp points and give him a ton of burst damage, so a Cyclone from the Feral has a lot more value than a Cyclone from the Wrestle Druid. Lincoln Bio in some trouble again. Has to try and like avoid damage here, because in face-to-face, he's gonna get out DPS'd by pretty much every single melee spec in this arena. Bop onto the Windwalker here from Bot. Gets clone instantly. Beautiful clone there. Exactly. Cloning those Bops is massive, because if not in Bop, he's going to be unstoppable to be free to do anything he wants to do. But cloning them is absolutely huge. Kuro's house has a bubble now. Let's keep in mind, both of them are now on for Barons. So This could mean some trouble here. Bash on the Kuros coming through. Bash on the Bop up 2. Tries to clone. No clones will land, though, for the time being. Lincoln Bio doing a pretty good job of not taking too much unnecessary damage. But he's sitting in bear form at this point. He has to kind of get back up, get that pressure going. Cassie, though, in so much trouble now. He does have Trinket available. He's no Trank. He has Bark up, but down goes TOD will come through, and Cass going down again. The Arch actually taking just so much damage, and it's a good kill target, it seems.
Yeah, BotBot has to be happy with the performance so far. Like I said, he's the only Paladin left, and you know, if he makes it to top 6, we're gonna see a H-Pal versus R-Druid lobby, which is personally what I want to see. So I'm a little biased. I don't want to see 2 R-Druid in the finals. So I'm rooting for BotBot. Maybe some people in the chat are as well. Cassie's gonna have to bring this one back. Looks like he's the primary kill target both games, so he's got to be prepared for it this time. He's got to be ready to pre-Iron Bark the Ghost when he sees him coming. So far, he's been failing to do that. Here we go. Him coming out. Zwin, Serenity, every button pressed here. Big damage on. It looks like they're going straight to Cassie.
Oh,
They know, but they're taking so much damage in return. Lincoln Bio taking a lot of damage. Still has a wall. He might have to press it. He's just kiting instead. But is that enough? He actually still holds onto the wall there, trusting his H-Paladin. Both Bops available too. But they're not stacking Paladins now, so he could be a little bit more selective about the Bops. Maybe he can get a clone here. Gets bashed on it. Need to get some counter pressure out here. I think they still want to go Cassie, but they're just waiting it out. Maybe waiting for a good swap here. Waiting for the stun DR, waiting for the Hodge to be available, or the leg sweep to be available. Feral Frenzy coming out from Lincoln Bio. This could be it. Yep, there it is. There's the main. He gets bopped. Cassie should be okay. Trent's coming out. There's the bop from BotBot, one of the bops. Lincoln Bio still taking a lot of damage.
beautiful
though.
clone.
Huge clone coming out there. Him taking a little bit of damage here, but he has Karma available and Diffuse. Cassie is probably going to be the one in trouble here. He does have Trinket Trank, so he should be fine. Lincoln Bio taking a little bit of damage back. Still has a wall available. Looks like BotBot taking a little bit of damage. Still has every single button left. I have a feeling this game is going to be pretty long. Instantly cloned on his leap there. Huge clone from Cassie. Getting some space here. Should be okay. Maybe this blind can set up a go here. BotBot Incap taking a lot of damage, but has bubble and everything available. But him going down in the swap. I thought they were going to do a go on Cassie there, but they just went on him and just globaled him. Huge
him does
plays.
go down. Some pretty crazy pressure coming out. So now we got the Windwalker Ret versus the Windwalker Feral Druid. So kind of one thing to kind of keep in mind here is a big meta lobby, yeah? And those bops from BotBot are huge in this kind of matchups. There's actually no purge. Keep that in mind. So yeah, bops have crazy value here.
Zero purges. Yeah, true.
Yeah. So that's a pretty big deal here. But let's see now, Lincoln Bio moving in. Getting a double rake seems to be kind of tough on a big map. Might be worth waiting it out though, kind of to get that good opener. But here we go. Incarn has been used. Instantly rakes on the healer. Sitting very, very deep. Okay, essentially leg sweep there. Lincoln Bio going in for Cassie, but at the same time maybe compromising his own positioning a bit. But it seems to be fine. It seems to be very fine. So far, I say the Feral's doing a great job of kind of keeping up clean pressure, landing clones. But maybe, like, we got to see a bit more controlled ghosts to actually land those kills. Let's see here. Kuros with the Wings there is doing big damage. Actually, he's not doing any damage. I guess, will it connect? No. Gets Cyclone on the end of Wings, and a bit sad ending to the Wings there. Lincoln Bio going for a bash Cyclone. Will he get it? Mongo going instantly with a kick. Actually gets fake casted, I think. I don't know what happened there, but he does land the clone. It's a half clone, but that will give him a free frenzy. Lincoln Bio in big trouble, gets bopped. No purge for that, so he's very safe. The only one that can really do anything about bops now is the Feral with those Cyclones. Speaking of Cyclones, both the Monk and the Feral put in Cyclones at the same time. There's Incap on the Holy Pala. Charge in, leg sweep here. He's in bear form though. Well done with the bear form. Getting those bear forms off before the stuns are absolutely huge. The armor will really help there.
They actually do have one purge. BotBot is a blood elf.
Oh, this is true.
Technically,
This is true.
he could come in for a play. Maybe we'll see
If
it.
he goes in melee range, he can purge. And he's some good RNG. He gets cycle. Dude, both triggers coming up from both the healers at the same time here. They're all quite stacked. Second Incarn is coming up soon, guys. Second Incarn from the Feral will probably be the end of Team 1 unless they can do something here. Kuros does have that bubble. The Monk does have the Karma. Both Monks have Karma. Mana-wise, Cassie is kind of going a bit low as well, though. Let's see her now. Windwalker falling very, very low. Might have the Karma. Seems like he will be fine. Thorns is up, by the way. They're going straight through Thorns, so not caring about that at all. And they might just go straight through and kill. Karma comes through.
And diffuse. Or dampen.
Ports away. Soothing missing up. Seems like he's going to stabilize for the time being. But guys, second Incarn is back. They're in big, big trouble. This damage is going to be hard to live. Kuros does have the bubble. He does have the bubble. If they can like kind of get through this Incarn now and then stabilize, they could probably do this. Actually, Lincoln by being put in some counter pressure. Gets bopped though. Can he get some more value out of the Incarn before it's over? It seems like it. Kuro's in big trouble. No bop, no nothing. Bash on the Cassie. There's no... He actually gets Sancto, but it's not going to save him. And down goes. Yeah, that second Incarn pressure is so hard to survive, like, at that point. Pretty deep dampening, low in CDs. And,
Both healers were low on mana there, too. Cassie, a little bit lower than BotBot. BotBot...
Yeah.
BotBot might secure the 6-0 here. He's 4-0 right now. Is BotBot going to hold it down for the H-Pals and pull out a 6-0 lobby in the... I believe this is the semifinals or the... This is the 5th round of this lobby. Here we go. BotBot. Can he pull off the 6-0? I want to see it personally, but let's see what happens. Kuros coming in, popping wings right off the bat. No hesitation. Once they get his pressure out. It's the double monk lobby. They only have one bop available from Kuros. So maybe the double monks can actually get active here. So far it hasn't looked good for them, but now they only have to go through one bop. So could potentially be good here. Doing a little go on Lincoln Bio here. Maybe get some pressure out. I believe it doesn't show Barkskin on there, but I believe he did trade it. I think Cassie just pre-tranking. I think he trinket tranked that go just to avoid damage, which I kind of like actually. Kuro's taking a lot of damage here. He should probably pop the shield, opting to hold it there. I think he got a wings proc. Mongo taking a little bit of damage, opting to trade the Karma there. Big damage coming out on Lincoln Bio, but he's just kiting it out. Should be completely okay here. He's actually completely ranging the other Windwalker, trying to stay in line. Still taking so much damage, even though he's taking so much HPS. But Mongo in trouble here. Doesn't really have any defensives left other than some dampens and diffuses for the Ret, but no mitigation for the Feral. Their whole team going down here. BotBot's going to need to find a way to recover here. He might have to bubble. Oh. There it is. There's the bubble. Can he top off his team, though, as him is sitting a clone? Both of them actually sitting a clone. They got double clone there. Huge clones coming out from both Cassie and Lincoln Bio. But BotBot somehow finding a way to recover his team. He still has both bops available here. Probably going to want to send him out soon, as him and Mongo don't have Karma. But they will soon if he could manage to keep him up for 30 seconds. And he gets cloned. He couldn't get the bop off. Huge clone out there from Cassie. I don't know if Bop could have found a way. Yeah, so it looks like there is no 6-0 for BotBot there.
I think if there was any round that the Cassie would be able to kind of pull it off, it was that one. The double Windwalker, not the best comp to heal, especially with the Feral cloning as well. So yeah, well done there from Cassie though. Could actually make this 2 wins. He got the Feral Windwalker now, not a bad comp at all. Has good pressure. Question is, will it be swapped again and die in a stun? Because it happened 2 times so far, and against a Red Paladin and a Windwalker, all it takes is even like 2 seconds in a stun, and it could be lights out. Let's see here though, him moving in, trying to get some damage onto the other Windwalker monk. In cap onto Cassie. Not really any follow-ups to see though in this comp, unless they could like land some reps. But Karma coming through here, so much damage onto Lincoln Bio and the Windwalker monk. This is crazy. Lincoln Bio is taking so much pressure. Might have to wall as well through the Ironbark. Maybe not. He's gonna hold it, but Cass now being swapped to kind of stuck in the room actually. Blind comes through from Kuros. Cassie getting out of the room, getting space, being able to kind of stabilize quite well right now. So, yeah, Lincoln Bio taking a lot of damage in the opener. He's going to be quite scared after that because he's a target here. And once the Feral is on the run, you maybe have him be stuck in bear form, then he's not going to get that cooldown reduction on the Incarn as fast. So, going Feral lock could be huger for them to really try delay the second Incarn. Fist of Fury coming through. Moving on to Cassie here. Him miss at least. Get some pressure out. He's going to move away right now. Little Windwalker 1-1 going on. Double swing coming through. Lincoln Bio in some trouble potentially. Falling quite low. Tries to Cyclone. Trying to fake cast. Will not get it. Cyclone like in the face could be a risky maneuver, but it can pay off big time if it can fish out a precog and land those clones. But if he gets stuck trying to Cyclone, you're going to get blasted to the face out of bear form, and it can be very risky. This is a high risk, high reward play. Let's see the Kuros in a rake stun. We got second Incarn coming back up. Actually, not that soon. It's probably like a minute away at this point. A bit less than that. Probably like 45 seconds.
Huge
Nice clone the bot.
Bio.
Well done. And also swaps onto Kuros there now. Again, Lincoln Bio was some huge plays. Getting those free frenzies. Gets in-cap. Moving in there. Cassie in some trouble though. Holding that Barskin, it seems. Will he use it? Barskin has to be used now. Kuros looking to do some damage though onto Cassie as well now. Blinds Lincoln Bio. Sweep on the Cassie. He does have bark and skin though. Currently up. Trank has also been used. Just so much damage coming through right now.
Kind of had to do it.
I think he had to, yeah. Ennis has not been used as well. And that is basically all CDs used by Cassie. Lincoln Bio does have that Trinket Wall though. The Monk has nothing either, but I just don't see how he can keep the team up at this point. Somehow, like, has to get away, but it's going to be way harder said than done. Bop used now just to go offensively, and down goes. These bops are actually huge. Like, they're in the end, too. The Monk tries to peel with leg sweep. The Holy Bot instantly bops it, and they're just right on him again. So, 5 wins for BopBot, and a very, very solid performance there.
BopBot really holding it down for the H-Pal.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was all the energy in the chat, the H-Pal's in the chat, since he's the only one left that's not an R-Druid.
You channeled the energies game, I think, at the beginning of that game. Bop obviously doing a great job. I think you guys covered Bop and the Resto Druid, the battle during that perfectly. I think if you're in the chat following along, you saw the Resto Druid getting swapped to. You heard Easy Game Snupy talking about how there's no purges for all those Bops. It's into the double melee, making it extremely hard. But if we look at 2 other DPS that did a great job, came out with the 4 wins, which, again, chat, everybody has now played their first match of the day. They will have 1 more lobby each to solidify their spot. So, Snupy, if we look at the 2 classes that did well, your Feral Druid Link came out with 4 wins, and Kuros came out with 4 wins. So, a big, like, congratulations to them. My question is, why do you think that the Feral Druid and the Ret were able to do better than the Windwalkers, since we did have 2 in that lobby?
So I think one thing that Feral does well in general into is double melee lobbies, but also the fact that there's 2 paladins. He's the only melee that can actually kind of mitigate the benefits of the buffs with Cyclones and also Thorns. Again, no purge. Thorns also is a great value there, but I think that the biggest thing is the Cyclones. Keep in mind, every Cyclone lands has that benefit of stopping damage, maybe cloning a bop, which he did many times, so well done there, but also getting those free Feral Frenzies, a bunch of calm points, and I mean, his damage is insane. Good to see, and I think that the Windwalkers just can't really do anything. If they're going above targets, they cannot really do anything about it. They just got to swap off target or just try run or something, right? But the Feral can actually do something about that, so yeah, I believe that's why.
Okay, no, that's good feedback. Easy Game. In the first lobby, we saw, I can't remember if it was Bite or which Resto Druid it was, but I know for sure that the one Resto Druid in the first lobby was able to go 5-1 and has now seen the footage, can maybe tell their teammates, maybe the DPS are seeing that when they're against that Holy Pally, they are swapping to the Resto Druid. Do you think bringing in that Resto Druid who's feeling good, who's been 5-1, has a good shot now of taking on Bop in one of our next games?
I feel like it kind of depends on. I feel like the reason Cassie was getting swapped to so much was partly because of his positioning. I feel like he was a little bit too in there a lot of times going for clones. I feel like he could have played a little bit more safe, make it harder for them to swap, make the make the swaps a little bit more obvious, so he could pre-press, because a lot of times he had Iron Bark available, but he just didn't get to pre-press it and he died because he was only able to press it at like 20% health. So as long as those Argirids that are coming in, just understand that the swap on them is definitely potent, and they need to be ready for it. They need to have good positioning for it. I think they should be able to do it, but I don't know. Maybe Bot's just on fire. Maybe he just wants to hold it down for the H-Pals, and maybe he's unstoppable. We'll have to see.
I think when the other thing was that I noticed was Cass doesn't have a lot of support on those swaps. So if we throw Cass now into the lobby that has the Warrior's going to be able to intervene, shockwave cross both of them, throw that disarm in or that rally, and I think provide the resto druid a lot of help. So hopefully we see that. Someone in the chat's asking when the next match is. The next match is going to be in about a minute. But before we dive into the next match, I want to show you guys another really cool thing that you can do on Void.gg. Again, Void.gg is putting on this tournament for you guys and for the players, and their website that they've created for you guys is indirect with what we do every day, play World of Warcraft. So one of the things that I use the website for is checking the cutoff to see where my friends are at in the rank 1 push. So you can see here on the screen, if I go to the World of Warcraft section, I come to the rating cutoff. I can see that the 3v3 cutoff is 2873. If I wanted to check on EU, I could click the flag here to change. Now I can cross-reference the 3v3 and the solo shuffles below. There's also a chart. If you're really interested, you get to follow along how it climbs over time. But now that I know it's 2873, I can cross-reference it with the leaderboard, which we talked about earlier. So it's going to go ahead, load here quickly for us, and it's going to show everybody in yellow is currently in a rank 1 spot. Now, if I head over to page 3 and I take you guys down, let me show you something here. Bonquisha on the Hunter currently secures the last rank 1 spot there, 233. So right now, Victim God is not feeling the love, needs to queue it up, get in that rank 1 position. So some really cool things you can do from the PvP side as well as from the PvE side if you're interested in that on Void.gg. The second thing before we dive into the game, I really want you guys to win a $100 Amazon gift card, have a shot at it. I can probably go ahead and refresh the page here, and you're going to see that a lot of people have been commenting, giving it a like. I'm going to try to win the gift card myself. So I'm going to go ahead and link this in the chat for you guys so you have a direct link you can click. And right here, you have a chance to win the $100 Amazon gift card giveaway, which will come after the last match. So we are about to dive into the second set of games. Again, everybody is playing 2 matches today. We just saw 1 match from each of them. Now they have 1 more shot. So the people that went 2 and 4 are going to be looking to turn around with some 4 and 2s at the least. And those people that went 4 and 2 are going to be looking to strive for excellence again as they continue into it. Easy game. I can see below that you're already in the arena. It must be Runes of Lordon. So why don't I pass it over to you and you walk us through what you're seeing in the second last match of the day before the championship final after that.
It is most definitely a Ruins of Lordaeron. This time, Cassie's got a Boomy on his team instead of a Feral, so maybe that can provide him a little bit more peels if they do decide to swap to him. Doesn't have the Warrior on his team, but maybe in this lobby, since he has a DK, every single melee other than the Windwalker, which still has a decent amount of peels, he can opt to play Disarm versus the Warrior. Maybe in this lobby, Cassie will have a little bit more easy time surviving. But I don't know. He's going to have to win 5 lobbies to pass up Bot here. And that might be hard. Bot only has to win 3 to stay ahead. But right now he's got Warrior DK on his side. Definitely a decent comp versus Windwalker Feral. Windwalker Feral has a lot of damage, but so does Warrior DK. So it's going to come down to half mana's play. Can he get the precogs? Can he get CC on Bot enough to secure the dub? Cassie getting gripped in. Looks like they're going to go him right off the bit. This is where he needs some peeling here. Halfman is probably going to get his clones out, maybe. It said he's just trying to pressure, get some damage out, force them to play a little bit more defensively, which seems to be doing there. Gets a precog there randomly. Rio taking a lot of damage here, but Cassie is just still getting absolutely cranked. We saw this last time. They just never swapped off the Ardruid because it didn't matter. He just takes so much damage. And the healing just doesn't seem to be enough. He has Bark Skin available. He's going to have to press that or Trank. But it looks like he might be able to get away. No. It's really hard to get away from DK Warrior because, they have double charge, double grips. As long as they don't overlap charge and grip, it's really hard for Cassie to get away. And as you can see, Chachio just never stopping. But Tomi swat there. Looks like they're doing a little bit of a split strategy here. Half mana in big trouble, but he gets the precog there, gets the clone, trying to get his team some room to breathe here because they're getting absolutely decimated right now in pressure. But Chachio now under the gun doesn't have any defensive left. I believe to use IBF offensively and AMS offensively, so he has nothing left. But he gets the bop there from BotBot and Sack, so he should be okay.
Cassie in
AMS
trouble
getting
here.
traded there. Cassie in big trouble, trades the Bark Skin. He still has Trank and Trinket, so he shouldn't go down. Gets a leap away there. Gets Grit back in immediately. He's going to be under big pressure here, though. He has Iron Bark available in 3 seconds. He's probably going to have to press it right away. Probably just press it right now. There you go. Instantly presses it. Good Iron Bark from Cassie. He still needs to get some room to breathe because even with Iron Bark up, even with all his defensives, they just don't even care. They're just ignoring it. Still cranking him through. Gets the clone there. Gets some space. Immediately Grip back in. Here comes the charge from Tommy. Into the Blade Storm. The damage is going to come in here. He's probably gonna have to Trinket Trank on the next go. The execute damage is coming in with the death coils from range. He just can't heal through this. He's just taking so much damage.
Trouble.
It's the Trinket Trank here. I think it has to be the Trinket Trank, but he instantly gets blind on his Trinket, and that's all she wrote. Insane blind from Chachio there.
Cassie having a hard time in these shuffles. It helps a bit having that Boomy to kind of clone those millies off him, but in the end, it will not be enough, and down he goes. I think this could be a good one for the Boomy on paper. Like, if the melees are going to Sealer, he can kind of control it, land the Cyclones, but it does not seem like it was enough there, and that's a shame because I think it's a pretty good comp that they got going on. Stacking a Boomy and the rest of it is pretty good comp because if they're going one Druid, the other Druid can just start Cycloning and controlling the game. Let's hear him putting a bash. Swen has been used. Strombolt onto BotBot. Him actually in big trouble. Might have the Karma instantly. Serenity Karma's used. Chachio also falling super low. Trinkets has no Ice Spawn. Surely it might be an instant game GG here. Oh.
So much pressure.
Ice Spawn was used. Almost instant kill, but almost every CD was used. Also Bop. So huge pressure coming out from the Boomy Arms Warrior. I think Boomy Arms Warrior truly is a comp that is to be reckoned with. Like, they can do so much pressure, great CC, and they have huge peels as well. Like I said, with those Cyclones, double cast Cyclones, one of them will probably land. But as I said, like, Cassie being trained down right now, can he get some peels there? I guess one thing's gonna fight. Oh, but Chachio actually now almost dying, but gets Cyclone low. Swap Cyclone onto the Windwalker Monk. Chachio is so much trouble here. Can he live this? This pressure is so crazy from the Boomy Arms Warrior. Him actually dampen harm up. Diffuse Magic too, using every CD he has left. Has to press everything. Seems like Cassie actually might be getting a win. He needs to perform well in the shuffle, so this is a very, very important round for him. If you lose this one, it's going to be pretty much game over. So, Cassie here, actually stabilizing quite well, and the pressure is very high. Team 2 in some pretty big trouble. Bash onto him. His Karma back in 8 seconds, so it should be fairly fine for the time being. They also have one Bob to press, but the Bobs won't have that much value if they get Cyclone low on it. And they have 2 Druids, so that could easily happen. Chachio now falling quite low. Full Cyclone onto Bop Buddies. No bubble, no trinket, no nothing. But they actually Cyclone Chachio on the Bop. Like I said, actually well done there. But can they actually keep this pressure rolling, or will they be able to stabilize? Wings has been used.
Ooh,
Chachio
robs
still
the
has
Trank.
Robs the Trank. Well done there. Cassie now in big trouble. They actually swapping onto him with the Karma. I'd be very careful with actually going through the Karma there, but it seems like he will be fine. And that was the scariest moment for Cassie, but so far so good. He lives. And Chachio and the team are in big trouble. As to the half mana taking big damage here. Cassie and half mana, both of them. They need to somehow stop. Let's go with some Cyclones, some Peels. Because the DK is popping his cooldowns. Is a lot of pressure coming through. I'm sure half mana is trying to land those clones. Here we go. Cyclone to BotBot, and down goes Chachio. Well done. The Boomy there just getting so much space to pretty much do whatever he wants to do, and he takes that chance and makes the most of it, and they will win. So now both healers have 1 win each. So good stuff there.
Yeah, insane. That game started off looking like Chachio and I believe it was the Windwalker had they had so much pressure right out of the gate, but that's just the nature of the class. So much burst, but fortunately they were not able to secure the dub. I believe if I can get an update on the score right now, Bot is still looking good, holding it down for the H Paladins. I'm still rooting for Bot personally. I want to see an H Pal Arduid final prove which class is superior. Here we go. IBF trading out instantly for Chachi. I believe it was an offensive IBF. We'll see if that ends up to bite him later. Chachi's been taking so much pressure so far. There it is. The Incarn being popped. Insta AMS is the Incarn. But he's still taking so much damage. Unfortunately, the Warrior does not care about any of those defensives. Neither does the Windwalker. They're just absolutely blasting him right now. Half mana now under pressure. So much damage coming out from the Warrior Windwalker team right now. Baba has his work cut out for him. Still has... Oh, so I believe that he still has both bops available, even though it says that they're on cooldown. I think he does still have both. I think that's a visual bug there on the cooldown tracker. Clone on the Chachio there. Him taking so much damage here. He actually doesn't have much defensives left, but he gets a huge heal there from Cassie. Cassie trading out the Iron Bark as well. Cassie might be in trouble with a potential swap here. No Bark Skin, no Iron Bark. He does have Trinket Trank, but that's about it. We'll see if they can land a good swap here. Like I said, the Boomy DK against Warrior Windwalker, I don't think they're going to win trading blows. I think their best bet is trying to get a good go on Cassie here to create pressure, which is what they might do right now. Chachio trying to do it, but half mana, not really seeing it, not really getting much damage out in that swap there, on that grip stun. Baba just kind of doing whatever he wants right now, not really under any pressure. Not very much CC on the Windwalker Warrior side. They pretty much only have Incap and Fear, and maybe a Storm Bolt on the side. As long as he doesn't get leg sweep. Chachio under a lot of pressure right now, but it doesn't look like to be enough. Tommy still has parry and Avatar is up right now, so he's getting some big damage coming out.
Yeah, half mana in some trouble maybe here.
Half mana taking the most damage, I believe. Is he playing Thorns? I'm not seeing it go on cooldown, but he gets bopped there, so he should be fine. I believe that might be the second bop used, so no more bops available. Like I said, it's a kind of a visual bug, so I'm not sure if he has another bop available, but looks like it just went on a 4-minute cooldown, so no more bops from Bot. Chachio in a full clone, though. Swaps the clone to Bot. Half mana and Chachio in big trouble here. Barskin Genie trading out, but isn't going to be enough because Chachio is also taking the most damage, almost in Todd range and execute range. If he doesn't get picked up right now, he is gone because they have double executes right now. Here comes the executes. As you can see the animation, he's just getting slammed. Triple DR Stormbolt. Is that going to be enough? Here we go. The Todd range. There's Barskin. There's Thorns up, but it's not going to be enough.
Not doing the job.
And the Todd comes in. I believe that was the Todd, and he goes down. Unfortunate.
He does go down indeed. Cassie looking a lot more confident in this shuffle compared to the last one. I guess the lobby might be a bit more favorable for him as well. Not having to heal as much cleave. All those Feral Blades ticking actually helps him a lot on the mana as well, and also just his general comfortability when he's trying to heal. But yeah, so he's looking really good so far. Taking the 2-1 so far, right? Unless I'm mistaken. 2 wins for Cassie, which is needed because he needs to make a comeback here to even the score. Yeah, that's true. Actually, the Arms Warrior Tomb has 3 wins so far, but he might be looking for a 6-0 here. Often, I find that if you go 4-0, you're going to go 6-0. So let's see here. This round could be the one where he solidifies it, or might just go 3 wins. Who knows? Often, also, you might have your best matchups in the start, and then struggle later on. A bot being taken super low and has to bubble very early in the round. With that, though, they can probably swap the pressure over here onto the Windwalker. The DK did actually press Icebound as well. Gets Cyclone on that. Nice Cyclone from half mana there. Very, very well done. So half mana does seem to be the main kill target, but the Warrior could also definitely die. Some huge peels there from the Warrior. Those double shockwaves gives the Boomy some time to kind of get away. Maybe land some Cyclones. Let's see here. But as to say that, he is kind of getting pumped by both of them right now. Him actually taking huge damage. And even though he's being focused down, he's still putting up some pretty big numbers. So well done there. Cyclone here from Cassie onto half mana. That will not feel good. Those kind of Cyclones that kind of put you Oh, okay, actually, beam coming through there. Well done. In cap, bash, little overlap there onto half mana. Yeah, like getting cyclone like that mid-game to the face is going to feel really, really bad. But they do have a bot has to bop, and he's so low. But the bot should be able to save him. They have no purchase for it, so that should be good to go. Chacho also so low, though. But guys, now bot pretty much has no CDs left. He does have one more bop to use, but that is not a whole lot. Chacho in big trouble. Cassie having no Iron Bark. If no Bark, no Ice Bomb for quite some time. No Karma either. They're all in trouble. If they can just live like 30 more seconds, get some CDs back, that would be huge.
Yeah, NS
and putting on some
Iron
pressure.
Bark coming up.
Yeah, they're coming up right. Bark come back up right now, and Trank has been used. Well done there. It's gonna stalling for this. Icebound also. So yeah, 20 seconds to get their biggest stuff back. Can they like put up some pressure on the other team to kind of make them go a bit more defensive? That might be what it's gonna take. Dampen Harm has been used. It seems like they will live until the big CDs come back. There we go. Now Bob put into a bash. No Bobs available. No nothing. Can he live this though? I mean, he has wing subs, so the heal should be pretty huge, but Tommy also getting blasted though. Him chasing in. Karma's up. He's going straight through. Fist of Fury. The TOD range is so close. He rolls in. He's spamming it. He gets rooted, but down.
Oh, I think a death
will
coil
take him
finished him
down.
off there.
Yeah, touch death was not needed. So Cassie doing so well right now.
Cassie definitely bouncing back after that last lobby. I believe he's at 4 wins now. Doing a great job. We thought he was down and out, but he is not done. Bot needs to win this lobby. Needs to win this round. It's 3 at Cass, 1 Bop right now. I believe this is round 5. Cassie really needs to Cassie needs to win. They both need this win to separate themselves. So they're going to be fighting for their lives here. Chachio coming in with the IBF, taking so much damage. Is the IBF even enough? They're just taking so much damage. Half mana and him. This explosive boomy Windwalker damage just coming right out of the gates. Tommy and Chachio and Cassie just all dropping so low. Tommy might just go down. Cassie might just go down. The pressure here is absolutely unreal. But Cassie somehow managing to stabilize his team. And they might be out of gas now. That's all their bursts. Oh, look at those nice clones coming out from Cassie there. Cloning him on the rest of his cooldowns. This is where Chachio and Tommy need to get some counter pressure. All the offensives are over from that insane burst. But there might be a little bit of Incarn left, but the Windwalker damage is over. Gets a precog there. It gets to the clone. Half Mana doing such a great job getting precogs so far in this tournament. Chachio cannot be happy about that clone. Didn't have AMS or anything for that. He just has to sit it. Could have trinketed it, but obviously not a very good trinket there. Blind coming out from the Paladin. Not really sure about that one. Half Mana trading out the Heart of the Wild there. Cassie under a little bit of pressure from the Windwalker, kind of just getting soloed in the back. Half Mana can't really connect. I think this is a semi-decent strat, but Bob getting swapped to the Strangulate there. One thing to notice is that Chachio actually changed his talents a little bit. He wasn't playing String at the start, and now he's playing Strangulate. Maybe that'll change the outcome of these rounds. And maybe a stunned Strangulate goes are a little bit stronger than without the Strangulate. Chachio under so much pressure, no defensives left. Cassie has to press something here, but he doesn't have anything, and Chachi just goes down. That opener from Half Mana and him was just so good. It's hard to recover.
Yeah, that was insane. I think Cassie had Bark available, but he actually got caught. Just a root beam. I think it was a blanket root beam, and in just like that 1 second, he went down. So now we're moving into the final round. Cassie still having that win lead, but this round will be very important. Cassie definitely wanting to win this one. I believe if Bopbot wins this one, they're going to be fairly tied. So let's see here.
I think if Bop wins this one, he's ahead. And if Cassie wins this one, they're tied, I believe.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. There are 4 healers in tournaments. So this is something to also keep in mind. Here we go. Half Mana taking big damage. Thorns up. Getting also used. Chacho with the Ice Spawn. Dude, he's taking so much damage. Incap on Cassie. Chacho will go down in the opener unless they use something here. Chacho just getting blasted. Bark has been used. This should be fine now. Should be able to stabilize. But that opener was explosive to say the least. That was pretty insane. Him now, Trinket Karma has been used. Chacho must be feeling pretty on edge after that opener. Cassie also used his Trinket to get that bark off in the end. I think there was maybe like some positioning error between there. Like I think it maybe was a bit deep. Cassie had to move in, Trinket, everything. Those things do happen in Shuffle though.
Definitely.
A lot of stuff was used. Bark back in 50 seconds. Can they live until then? Because for the next like minutes-ish, they're going to be in some big trouble here. There's nothing to press.
I
Chacho
think right
gonna have
when
to
him
try.
gets his Serenity up, I think right when him gets his Serenity up, they're going to be in big trouble.
Yep. About 20 seconds from now, actually. So they got to try pull something out of the bag here. Half sweep onto Cassie. Not sure how much he's going to do, but maybe Strangle coming through. Cyclone onto Tommy. Well done there. Cassie trying to get away. Only the Monk on him. Should be fine. Incap here. Maybe looking for a swap onto different targets. Him also, by the way, no karma for 20 seconds. Lay on hands was used from Botbot there. Chachu putting a Stormbolt. Ironbark back in 3 seconds, so they should be fine for mid now. Also, Icepun Fortitude come back in 20 seconds. So with that, they should be feeling fairly safe. Bop onto Tommy here, though. Botbot having thrown out 1 Bob so far, so he's 1 more to go. Still his Bubble, still his Trinket. So he should be fine also. But him actually having the Karma. Some huge damage coming out. Half mana, got a pre-kill. Will he land some closer? He might just die, though, through Karma. Will it matter? They have Pala's Wings up. So the healing should be pretty huge, but half mana also in trouble. Him will stabilize with that wing ceiling, but he also did press Dampen Harm. Casting down trouble. DR Hodge coming through. Might die TOD range, but he's in a disorient.
Oh my God,
Cassie
the
tracks the
Trank.
solo HP.
The
Will
1%
this save him, though?
But
Can they
Chacho
recover, though? Chacho is so low. Iceman is up, but I do not really see a road to recover here unless they can get some space, which he is doing, getting some space here. Ice Antimatic Shield Zone has been used. Chacho in so much trouble. TOD range. Oh,
And he
down goes Chacho. The pressure there was so insane. That opener, like, that was so close to being a 30-second game.
Yeah, that I've noticed that him in the opener, his burst is insane, especially when it's paired with that Boomy. The Boomy Windwalker openers were so explosive, and when you suffer openers like that, sometimes it's really hard to recover. You have to press so many defensives, and a lot of times there's overlap because there's panic and shuffle. You know, there's no communication, so everybody just kind of throws all their cooldowns out. There's tons of overlap, and a lot of times it's really hard to recover from explosive openers like that.
One thing is also recovering like your HP, but you're gonna be on edge. You're gonna be like, can I trust my healer now? After an open like that, it's gonna be hard to kind of stabilize both mentally, but also, you know, of course, with your cooldowns. But yeah, so well done there from him, playing really, really good. And sometimes just going in, popping cooldowns early, just getting that crazy pressure out is gonna be the best way to play Shuffle, and just playing really, really aggressive.
We saw there that the comp difference definitely helped out Cass, right? And Cass was on a heater for a little bit with 3 wins in a great spot. But solo shuffle, the chaos, it can go either way. And Botbot came back and secured at least the 3-3. So that really helps Bot, who you see now did really well in the first match, has the 3-3 there, not really going to fall behind. So Cass, right, if you're here for Cass, you had a little bit of a rough first match. The second match, you did a much better job, a good comp. He's going to be rooting for the healers here in this next match to not do so hot, right? Keep in mind, chat, that it will be the top 4 DPS after this next match, and it'll be the top 2 healers that go to our final match today. So, easy game. We saw there that both teams doing a really good job, but in case you guys don't know, chat, the reason Solo Shuffle is so exciting and the games are so fast-paced is because the dampening starts high. So, easy game. Did it seem like whichever team just got that little bit of the DPS rolling above 50% dampening just was able to close it out almost every time?
There was some recovery and some back and forth, but with like I said, with those openers as explosive as that, when you have to press when 2 members of your team press basically every single defensive in their arsenal right off the bat, I mean, in general, a lot of the offensives from those classes are lower cooldown. Other than Incarn, they're all lower cooldown than the defensives. So, even if you survive that minute and a half, maybe even the 2 minutes, you're with your defensives on cooldown, the next go that they send, even maybe without cooldowns, even just like the next leg sweep, you're in big trouble, and it's so hard to recover sometimes from those openers. And we kind of saw that there. Whichever team had this super strong, insane opener, force all the cooldowns, they generally just won, maybe a minute or a minute 30 later. We did see a couple upsets, but that's generally how kind of like every lobby played out there.
Right. No, absolutely. And Snoopy, we had a look there. It honestly looked like all of the DPS were doing well, from Chachio's big Death Knight damage, from the Windwalker one-shot potential, half mana, the clones, the Root Beam, the Incarn, and of course the Warrior as well. Did any of those 4 DPS stand out to you? And is there any from those 4 that you'd love to see make the finals, whether for just a spectator value or maybe somebody you're rooting for that's not the Feral Druid?
Yeah, I mean, him impressed me a lot. I think it's fun to watch a player that's kind of pushing in and like doing those crazy openers. I think two of those rounds could have easily ended very, very early, and it's always fun to kind of see those kind of things. So yeah, him is one that I'm kind of looking out for. I want to see him and Lincoln Bio in the fun lobby together, and I think that could be great. But yeah, him is one to definitely look out for here.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that we do have a good mix of the melee. Chat, we are going to go into the 4th match in just a moment. This will be the last match for the players to put their mark, and then we will take a short break, and we will come back for the championship final. We will let you know who made it through, who was winning the tiebreakers, who solidified their spot with a dominant performance. But before we head into the last match before the final match, I just want to take you guys through void.gg again and make sure you guys are getting an image of the people putting on this tournament and hosting it for you guys and for the players. Something I haven't talked about yet that I want to walk you guys through is the live activity. A really cool thing you can do, and again, I got here by going to void.gg, going to the World of Warcraft section. Once you click this on the left, you'll have these options. The live activity, late in the season, chat, everybody's queuing. They're battling for the rank 1 spots. People are pushing their 50 wins for Gladiator. So the live activity is going to be extremely active here late in the season. You're going to see all the teams that are queuing up. You get to see their win-loss, which I think is really cool. So you get to follow along. How did their last queue session go? I wasn't able to follow along. Or maybe you're one of these people in rank 1 and you want to see how other people are doing. And then earlier in the season, so we have 10.2 just around the corner after BlizzCon. Earlier in the season, I think it's very interesting as well, because you get to see what classes are coming out on top, who's coming out on top, what's working early, right? And you're able to click on their profile here. If they have a Twitch stream, you can go watch it live. So some really cool interactions with the live activity, some really good strategy you guys can use it for. The second thing I want to show you is, because I just want you guys to win as much money as you can, Amazon has anything you need. If you guys go to this link, give it a like, give it a comment on your Void account. I'll post it in the chat right now. After we have 1 match, then we have the finals, and after the finals, we will be giving away a $100 Amazon gift card from void.gg. And lastly, before we get into the match, you can see our friend Snoopy, our caster here. Another really cool thing about Void is when you create your account, you get to post things for your friends to share. So you can see Snoopy's letting his Void.gg followers know he's live on Twitch. We get to go watch him dominate on Feral, have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs on his stream. And then we also get to see when his Twitch is live right here. And then we could take it a step further and we could go through every one of the characters Snoopy enjoys playing, his gear, his class, his specs, his achievements. Take a look at void.gg. They really have all the information you guys need in one spot that's really easy to follow along. And again, when you're going through the leaderboards and the cutoffs, it's extremely fun. Now, easy game again below me. You can see he's already set up. He's in the arena chat. Let's have a better look here. So I'm going to pass things off to Easy Game. He's going to take us through the last match before the final game. So they're going to look to solidify their spots. Then we're going to take a break, get all the data together for you, and head in to the championship Sunday battle where they will be fighting it out for the money, and not everybody's going to make the cut. Easy Game, walk us through the round here.
So it looks like we got a Ret Warrior, very strong comp versus Feral Windwalker. Going to be a lot of damage here coming out from both teams. It's a Ardruid mirror, so last time we saw an Ardruid mirror, one won 5 rounds, the other one won 1. So we'll see how it goes here by getting opened on here. taking a little bit of damage, but managing to get some space there. Not really having to press too much, but it's kind of hard to kite the Feral Windwalker team, so it's going to have to eventually go bear for him. There it is. Kuros taking a little bit of cleave damage himself. This is the thing about going R-Druid is
Oh,
I thought he
Lincoln
died
Bio
there, but gets the
taking
ROP.
so
Lincoln
much
Bio getting
damage.
some reverse pressure going out, but that the
So
ROP
bad.
on the Trank there, but the Trank was just enough to save him. He almost got into Todd range and just got globaled, but Kuros and MS are both low, and they're both sitting in clones. They're trying to wait out the DRs to get a clone on Bite, maybe, and then they're just going to swap back to Kuros, maybe force Bubble. But Bite is just out of there, but Kuros, look at how far he is away. He's in big trouble. He's out of line of his healer right now. I don't like where he's moving. He needs to stay in line of his healer, but he's trying to get some pressure on Lincoln Bio, who's taking so much damage. But look at Bio has to push in, and now he's getting hit by the Windwalker here. It's just the Windwalker is just doing so much damage to Bite here. Barkskin has to get traded out there, even though
He is
the
crushing
Boomy
it.
isn't even the Feral isn't even hitting
Offensive
him.
karma.
Yeah,
So hammered.
Mongo is living up to his name right now. He's doing so much damage. I feel like every swap on Bite, I love how they're just putting so much pressure on Bite. It's really hard for him to do anything this game. He hasn't even really been able to even cast clone because he's just been under so much pressure. MS now caught in a stun, out of line of sight. Look at how far Bite has to move to get in line of sight. That's when you step 1 foot out of one little pinky toe out of line of sight, really puts your healer in a bad position. And as you can see, Bite has to get in range to heal, and he gets in-capped into some micro CC there, but managing to recover because the R-Druid insane healing. Now Mongo under the gun, but just the R-Druid healing. You can see this back and forth, but now Kuros getting swapped to here really low. But the R-Druid output is just so insane, managing to keep both teams alive. But the defensives have been used. It's going to come down to us. Here we go. Mongo taking so much damage.
Oh,
No
so
defensives
much
of his own,
pressure.
but there's the Iron Bark. But then
Lincoln
Lincoln Bio
Bio goes down.
It just goes down. They saw the Iron Bark on Mongo.
Oh
They
my
instantly swapped to Lincoln Bio, and he just gets absolutely decimated right there. Insane swap.
Yeah. Dampen harm, Iron Bark. They're not going to deal with that. They swap over instantly, and they just take him out from, I believe, like 50% in about a second. That was pretty insane. Some huge pressure coming out. I think one thing that they did well this whole round was kind of putting pressure on both of them. So once one of them gets like a bark or dampen harm, whatever skin, they can swap over instantly and just keep that pressure up. So well played there. Talking now with Lincoln Bio, dude, on the Kitty Cleave, Resto Druid Kitty Cleave. This is comp that I should not sleep on at all. And they're facing the Ret Windwalker. Lincoln Bio moving in. Not really getting any double rakes. I guess the teams are pretty aware that the Feral wants to have them stacked, but they're actually not doing that. Double suit coming through here. They're stacking, though. Wings has been used. Searing Glare. So one thing I kind of want to point out, Searing Glare is such an insane ability to get good value out of. It's so annoying as a melee when it gets a seed into a glare, and
And
it's
it
like
doesn't DR with
now
anything else. It's its own
Yeah.
individual thing, so you can use it on top of all the other DRs. That's what makes it insane, in my opinion.
Exactly. Like not DRing is huge. Really here in Circle, they're getting bashed. I believe he was his skin was used, but that should be fine. Lincoln Bio here in big trouble. This seems like it could be a pretty hard time for the Feral because he's taking a lot of pressure. Mongo with the Karma should be fine for now. Bop and Bark. Bark, Bop, and Karma all used at the same time from Team 2 here. That might be a bit too much. We'll find out soon, though. Lincoln Bio running away when his healer is succeed. You love to see it. As a Feral Druid, often your best defensive cooldown is not a cooldown at all. It's just running when your healer is in C. So it's good to see that. Mongo now being caught in a shockwave, double shockwave from Atake into a Stormbolt and a DR stun on Kuros. A lot of stuns happening right now, but not much pressure coming out from it, though. Now it's a bit of a waiting game for the Feral to try to get that income back as soon as possible. Lance Clone right now, nope. Gets max range, it seems. Rila doing a good way, being aware of that. Just stepping out of the line. Lincoln Bio taking so much pressure. Nice cross C, double chin coming through. Huge cross C there. Well-timed in-cap with the Sun on the Feral. And that will get him a double panic trinket, so that's pretty huge for them. Rila, though, mana is not looking as good as Bite, so this could come down to mana. I do doubt that, though, because Incarn is back in 20 seconds. Mongo, no karma for 10 seconds. Takes a big damage. He does have Serenity up right now, though, so maybe they can do their own pressure here. Dab and Harm was also used. See, a Mongo running really, really low on those CDs right now. Ironbark is back in 5 seconds. They do have bubble as well, so I think they could live this. But MS actually having to trade Trinket Parry. Incarn is now up. This is go time. They could live this, I think, because they do have like quite some buttons to press. They got that bark up right now, though, as we speak, and bubble was also used. And Lincoln Bio could be the one actually that's going to be in trouble. The wall is up. Incarn will be fading soon, but it seems like actually second Incarn won't be doing it for him. Karma was used there. Lincoln Bio actually in trouble now. Force in bear form. Has to try to run. No bark, no nothing for him, though. Tries to get some space. Double sweep coming through. No trinkets are available.
Oh,
They did
no.
double trinket like
The top-
earlier,
oh.
and down goes. This sweep was so good. You can see earlier with that double CC, they got double trinket, and that really paid off at this point with the double sweep. So well played there. Good coordination, and that will win in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Mongo's doing a great job in this lobby so far. I'm not sure if he's dropped around yet, but I feel like he's the one to watch. So far, so good for him. Actually, he has dropped around. Kuros is actually doing well as well. All right, we'll see what happens this round. Starting up, Atake needs to pull it through. He's got a lot of fans in the chat, a lot of Atake fans. MS the Warrior. He's got Mongo on his team now, so they're gonna have some big damage coming out. But Feral Ret definitely strong. Feral, as you said earlier, Feral does so much damage into the double melee teams because it's all the cleave. Mongo just getting absolutely cranked right now. Has to press Karma there. Can they get some counter pressure on Lincoln Bio? Here it is. The wall gets traded out. Is it going to be enough to instantly swap over to Bite? And he tranks and it gets rocked. He might be in big trouble here. That's a huge drop. Bark and Ironbark being put out. But it doesn't matter. They're just going through. They don't care. Lincoln Bio under the pressure. Under the gun now. Might be getting in Todd range there. Comes out of form for a second. Gets the freedom.
So much damage.
He just has to run. Maybe he can get a clone here, trying to get it out there, but he just has to run. He can't even go offensive here. Kuros just in there by himself right now, waiting for assistance because Lincoln Bio has to play defensively. He knows he's going to be in trouble if he goes in. Going to try to land a clone there. Gets kicked by Mongo with the roll kick. Lincoln Bio should be okay now, but Ironbark coming up in 38 seconds, so he's opting to just play safe here. I think they're just waiting for their defensives. They don't want to get caught on here, but Rila getting caught on the Hodge here, as you said. Oh, but Mongo also taking a lot of damage there. I think he got cleaved up a little bit there. Bark's getting traded out. Still has Trinket Trank, though, from Rila, so he should be fine on the next swap if they choose to do that. But Lincoln Bio and Kuros about to get cleaved up here. The big Blade Storm coming in. Mongo getting some damage out as well. Lincoln Bio just opting to run here, knowing that he's going to be in trouble pre-running. We're just waiting out the defensives here. But Bite now getting swapped to Stormbolt there, but I think he should be okay. So is Barkskin. Ironbark coming up. Mongo.
So many Cyclones as well.
Oh, Mongo almost gets taken down in a stun there, but he gets the Karma off. And now Bite under the pressure. Still has Bark. Ironbark, but he was so low. Oh, the bop there I think saved him. I think he might have died without the bop, honestly. That was really, really close to Todd range. Lincoln Bio now going to be under pressure here. He's going to have to start running again. Lincoln Bio doing a great job just running and running and running, but that's what he has to do because he knows if he doesn't, he's going down. Bite's under the pressure. But look at the mana bars. Rila holding it down with the mana, but maybe he just dies here. Of the Ironbark and Barskin traded out, but is it enough? He's still taking the most damage here. Hero's not letting go. Should be able to get away there with that leap. Should be able to recover. But as you can see, dampening's at 58%, so it's really hard. Now Mongo taking damage. Doesn't have Karma! It just gets clapped up with an execute there. Oh my god, the swap. Insane gameplay right there. The swap
is real. Yeah,
seems like most games are lasting to most games are getting to about 60% dampening, and it's just too hard for the healers to keep up sometimes.
That does seem to be... Wait, Atake has been disconnected. Hopefully he can log back in here. Let's hope so. But yeah, that swap was really good. The Druid did have to bark himself, Ironbark himself. Then he's no bark for his DPS. Atake is back in the game here. That's good to see. Here we go. So we're actually back on the our Druid Kitty Cleave. The exact same matchup we had earlier. Of course, when there's 2 wrestler druids, it's going to be quite a few mirror matchups or similar matchups throughout the whole game. Let's see here, though. Bite, sitting stealth still, waiting it out. Banner has been dropped. Lincoln Bio taking big damage so far. Actually, he's taking no damage. I lied. Kick here onto Cyclone. Fist of Fury coming through. Now he's taking big damage. Searing Glare. Guys, those Searing Glares are so huge. Well done by Kuros. I truly believe, like, a game, especially in this kind of lobby, can be won on Searing Glare. Reload, though, in big trouble. Iron Bark has been used. Trank gets robbed on Trank, though. Should be fine. I mean, the Bark is not even up anymore, and it was not even on him. But get some space, and it seems like he's going to be fine with the space now. Mongo put us in trouble. Actually gets Cycloned. Good clone there. Hodge onto Rela. Will they get some pressure out, though? Seems like not really. Half clone on Kuros. Some pretty good clones coming through, but Karma has been used. Lincoln Bio could be in trouble here with that Karma dot ticking away as well. Kuros actually taking big damage here, though. Will he have to trade anything? It seems like he won't. Actually, Bite Trank there. Maybe it was a misclick. I didn't quite see it. Maybe try to Trank some CC, but Kuros still in big trouble. Will he, like, use Bop or Bubble or not? Seems like he's going to greet it, and he will be fine. Let's see here now. Atake hitting Kuros big time. Hodge onto Rela. Not going to get too much value, though. I believe it was DR. Now they bash Kuros, full bash on Kuros, maybe into a Cyclone. Does not seem like the clone is going to come through, though. Now, Lincoln Bio is going to be quite scared here. They have no Bark for 7 seconds. He does have wall, though, but you don't want to wall now. That'd be horrible for him. Jumps in, tries to Cyclone, will not get the Cyclone, though, and it will be lined. That feels quite bad. Like, landing those clones is hard, but if you go for it too much, you can lose out on a bunch of pressure, right? Because if you're casting clone, you're not bleeding, you're not getting combo points, you're not going to get that CDR and Incarn. So going for clones can be quite a risky endeavor, especially into dub melee. But if they land, the value is just so huge that you kind of got to try anyways. There we go, full clone onto Bite. It does land. Bark is up, though, onto Mongo. He's no card for 10 seconds. Will he die? Dampen Harm is there for him as well, but he actually gets bopped. And with the bop, he should definitely be very, very fine. Clone onto Lincoln Bio. Well done there. Ataki now in trouble. Has to parry. Rela also does press Bark, so they actually press a lot of things on this go. They still have triple trinket, so on paper you would think that they're fine, but if some big damage comes through and they don't have that damage reduction, they could be in big trouble. Here we go. Rela getting Hodged, has to skin and trinket. And that is basically like the last of his major cooldowns for a bit. Mongo, though, in trouble. No karma, and he has to dampen Harma, but will that be enough? He's so low. Execute is very, very scared from here. Kicks away, should be fine. Tries to get some room. And now it's actually Atake that's under pressure. Can they get any CC now? Some CC and surely is over. Maybe CC won't even be needed, just damage. Pure damage might do it. Bash comes through, and with the bash, it will be over. There we go. Almost killing it with pure damage, but the bash will seal the deal there, though. That was insane.
Yeah, that was insane. I actually like how Mongo was casting that soothing mist. He actually ate the kick from the Feral, relieved a little bit of pressure from his healer. The Feral kick is a little, has a decent range on it, so his healer able to just free cast there as long as he's out of range of the melee kicks. Kind of interesting. As we go into this last round, as we go into this last round, or this is the 5th round, I believe, Kuros could possibly seal the 6-0 if he wins this one. So let's watch Kuros here, see what he can do. He really wants this 6-0. I can tell from just the way he's playing. He wants it. Kuros coming in, popping wings right off the bat, getting his pressure out. Lincoln Bio popping Incarn here, trying to trade blows, but Kuros, the huge Searing Glare there hits both of them. See, that's the thing about Searing Glare, like we were talking about earlier. It's just an extra form of crowd control that's not on any DR. It's not on Fear DR. It's not on Sheep DR. It's not on Sun DR. It's just its own thing to add to all the other CC in the game. It's definitely an underrated ability, in my opinion. The only downside is you get kicked on it. It is holy, so you can't bubble, and there's a lot of buttons you can't press on Paladin, but the risk versus reward there, definitely high. Bite caught into a clone here. Is Mongo going to take some pressure on it? He still has a few defensives left, but I don't think he needs to press it, because as Bite comes out of the clone, he presses the Iron Bark there, but they instantly swap to Lincoln Bio on the Iron Bark, no hesitation. But Lincoln Bio doing a great job kiting away, mitigating the damage here on their go. I feel like Lincoln Bio has done a great job in these rounds of knowing when to kite and when not to kite because you can tell he's familiar with the Feral Druid class. Feral Druid's
100%.
best defensive is running, in my opinion. The other defensives, the walls, they're good for trading blows, but their best defensive is just being a mobile class that can just run away, root, mitigate damage, and he's definitely utilizing it really well here. Gets a clone there as well. Believe there was no spell effect available there. Kuros under so much damage here. Still has bubble though. Is he going to use it? Goes for the Searing Glare there. Does he juke a kick? I'm not sure. I believe that was a lay on hand, so bubble actually not available right now. Maybe they can capitalize on that. I'm not sure if he has a wall available soon. His shield is definitely not up for 47 seconds. Bite getting swapped through here. Bark's going to get trained up, but isn't enough. The Trank. No, the monk is on his team, so he doesn't have to worry about Rop here. But Mongo getting instantly swapped to the Fist of Fury there for the parry. But the Bladestorm coming out after the parry. Lincoln Bio and Mongo both taking a lot of damage here. I believe the next go on Bite is going to be insane. He has nothing left. Iron Bark available in 5 seconds, but if he doesn't pre-Iron Bark it, he's going to be in big trouble here. We'll see if they choose to capitalize on that. Right now, they're just cranking Lincoln Bio and not getting much pressure in return. Here we go. Looks like they want to go on Bite, but Bite doing a great job ranging it, knowing it's coming, just running away, avoiding the go. But if he does get caught in a full hot share, he's going to be in big trouble. There's a leg sweep coming out. Kuros in trouble. Bops himself. Still has bubble available. I don't know if I like that bop there because now MS is going to be under the gun. Maybe he should have just bubbled and maybe had bop available later for MS or for himself. But he is able to recover. And now Lincoln Bio and Mongo. Lincoln Bio taking the most damage right here. Is he going to get into Todd range? No. Looks like Bite is recovering, but look at the mana. Tigra. Rila is completely right now, but Mongo might just go down before it even matters. MS also going down. It looks like it's going to come down to mana. All Mango and Lincoln Bio have to do is survive here because Rila is completely and as you guys know, you cannot drink and shuffle, so MS and Kuros has to trade the bubble here. MS has to find a way to live because Rila cannot heal right now, but Mongo running in right there to I'm not sure why he was running in there. I feel like he should just leave Rila alone. He can't drink. He should just be doing damage right now because he's completely and here he goes. The leg sweep onto Kuro. MS under the gun too. All they need to do is damage right now and they win the game. MS taking the most damage right here. Then he goes down. I don't know why Mongo ran at Rila right there because when Rila's you can't. Maybe he was trying to thinking he was stopping a drink there, but as you know, you can't drink in solo shuffle, so he should have just been doing damage, in my opinion. But
might have been the muscle reflex, just wanted to stop drinks, but no drinking does happen in shuffle. So, that wouldn't happen. First loss for Kuros here, so it's not going to get the 6-0, but 5-1 would not be bad either. So I'm sure it's going to be looking for that. Now it's Feral Red Paladin, the last round of the shuffle. Can Kuros get that 5 wins, or is it going to get 4-2? And then make it way more even among the DPS. Let's find out right here. Lincoln Bio moving in, trying to get double break. No double break again. Searing Glare coming through to the face. That's not going to feel good for the Monk and the Warrior. I think right here in this matchup is going to be very hard to beat. The Red Feral is a powerful comp. Has a ton of heals, and also just crazy pressure in general. But Real actually taking some big damage as well. Will escape, and actually the pressure is on MS and Mongo right now. The Bark has been used, Karma has been used. Blind onto Bite. Can they stabilize there? Seems like it, but Lincoln Bio actually falling quite low as well. Taking some hits. So far, so good though on both teams. Both are live, but Mongo has no more CDs except for the Bark that's currently up. But the pure healing will do it. He actually does have Dampen Harm, which will probably be used on the next big go here. Trinket used from the Red Paladin. Shouldn't matter too much. He still has the bubble, the bop, and the laying hands. Lincoln Bio sitting bear form, trying to avoid the damage. Spamming that thrash and slash in bear form. It's actually one thing. Feral can use brutal slash in bear form. Many Ferals don't know about this. It was changed, but not really announced a few patches ago. So that's quite nice. You can actually get some decent pressure out in bear form by spamming some slashes if you're stuck in it. Searing Glare coming through onto Mongo from Kuros. Should be quite nice. Lincoln Bio here getting some pretty good pressure out, but actually being out-damaged a lot. Mongo is doing some crazy pressure in these shuffles.
Yeah, Mongo's been doing a great job keeping pressure while being trained.
He's going in and kind of get that good cleave. Those Fists of Furies hit really hard as well. Incap coming out here onto Rila. Keep in mind, neither of the Druids have their trinkets. So this should be something they could probably capitalize on. Both teams. Let's see here. Cyclone third Nog is kicked by Mongo. Well done there. Serenity is up, by the way. Some big damage onto Lincoln Bio. Seems like he's going to get some space and kind of escape her. Full Cyclone onto Atake. Full Cyclone onto Bite as well. Double Cyclone is a 3v1 right now, but he has Karma, so it seems like the Karma should be fine. Maybe that's his situation. He could do the offensive bop just to send him in the 3v1, but they're going straight through now anyways. Bark is up. Might not matter at all, though. He's trying to get away. Diffuse Harm also is up, though. Kuro's now in so much trouble. Has to bubble. Bark has been, like, every CD has been, both Druids barking, bubble, Karma, dampen Harm. Full Cyclone onto Atake. Well done there. Mitigate some pressure. Bite using also Trank. So, like, right now things are happening. There's no way that this goes for longer. We are nearing that 60% dampening mark, which most games have been ending on. A few have gone deeper, but it does not look like this will go deeper. And down goes Mongo. Some huge damage coming through. I believe that was mainly Kuros, right? Taking him out.
I believe so, but Kuros
5 wins for Kuros.
taking
Not
5 rounds,
but
almost going 6-0, but unfortunately he lost that 5th round. But still a great performance from Kuros. K has to be happy about that one. All he has to do is have one more good lobby, and he secures himself in the top 6.
Yeah, I think that is his last match. So I think Kuros did pretty good at the first match as well. It's just 2 today, and then the next match chat will be the championship final. So we could talk about Kuros for a second. Easy game. The Rep Paladin coming out with 5 wins there in the melee lobby. Why do you think the Rep Paladin's able to find such high success to go 5-1 when it's really just a melee lobby? Is Rep Paladin the strongest melee? I saw some people in the chat talking about how it hasn't been nerfed in 6 months. Maybe walk us through what your thoughts are on Rep Paladin.
Rep Paladin, I don't know if it's the strongest melee. In my opinion, I think Warriors, in my opinion, are stronger. But I play a lot of cloth classes, so maybe it's a little bit subjective. But Red Paladins are definitely good into Windwalkers because Bop, gets a lot of value. You can Bop Karma, you can Bop the leg sweep goes, and there's really nothing a Windwalker could do about it. There's nothing to press into it. There wasn't really much other than clones to stop the Bops there. I think he just played really well, to be honest with you. I don't really think that was like a Rat Paladin lobby. I think he just played well. He had really good Searing Glares, and I think he just played well. I really like how Mongo played as well. Even though he only went 3-3, I just like his style. Or did he go 4? Did he win 4 rounds? I'm not sure.
Mongo had 3 for sure, and if he won the last round, he would have moved to 4. So did he win that round right there? I think he got swapped to win the Hodge. I think he's the one who died. So I think 3 rounds for Mongo, like you're saying. But sometimes you can play out of your mind. He's got Easy Game's attention, probably a lot of people in the chat. So big shout out to Mongo for sure. A lot of the chat telling me now that Kuros Rep Paladin is actually more of a range caster, and Easy Game let us know that earlier when a ROP went down, and Easy Game said doesn't matter about the ROP. They have that range. So great communication from the chat. Snupy, we saw the Feral Druid, we saw the Warrior, we saw the Ret, we saw the Windwalker. Lincoln Bio didn't have the hottest match, but who knows, maybe he'll still make it to the finals. Outside of that Feral Druid, again, we have the Warrior, the Windwalker, and the Ret Paladin. Which classes out of those would you like to see in our final solo shuffle that's coming up very soon, guys?
Of course, you said beside Feral, put him in a hard spot here.
Yeah.
But I think Kuros is fun to watch. It is nice to, like, in all these melee lobbies, I do think Red Paladin's going to thrive a bit, especially with us Searing Glare, the Bop. Red Paladins struggle more in caster lobbies, right? Big maps casters, spell steals, dispels. He's not really having to, like, deal with that now, so he's having a good time. And I think it's nice to have that in this tournament because it kind of breaks that just pure damage pace of the games.
Sure. That makes a lot of sense. I'm hoping that the DK makes it through. I do think we have so many melee, and the DK kind of spices it up, pulling those healers in, having those really big disruptive goes. So Chat, just to bring you guys up to speed, we had a big day yesterday, a nice long Saturday getting everybody into the championship Sunday. Now we've gone through 2 matches for everybody, and Void.gg behind the scenes is putting together the entire bracket, going through some of the tiebreakers, as a lot of people played extremely well today. So we are going to take a 10-minute break, get all that information together, make sure that we have the qualifiers ready, and then we're going to come back for one all or nothing for a lot of people solo shuffle, where they will be competing for the prize pool and, more importantly, for that #1 spot. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 10 minutes for the last match, and then you can enjoy the rest of your Sunday afterwards. Thank you guys for hanging out. Let us know in the chat who you want to win, and we'll be right back. mic. All right, welcome back, everybody. We have it. We have the data. We have everybody who competed today, and we know who the top 6 players are going to be going into the Sunday Championship Final. If you're just tuning in, we have Easy Game with us and Snupy with us. Snupy from EU coming over, and Easy Game's been dominating the NA scene for many, many years, and they're going to be casting the final match. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're about to dive into it. Before we show you the final contestants, what we're going to do is have a look at the void.gg website one last time. So I'm going to take you over here. And again, if you just jumped in here, if you're just waking up, had a big Saturday night, this is what you need to know. Void.gg has a huge World of Warcraft section where you guys can look up all the information you need about the players and the World of Warcraft game with a lot of insight. They're also partnered with some of your other favorite games you can see on the left, Counter-Strike, League of Legends, many things like that. But let me just take you again through a really unique tool that they have here. We're able to go through the leaderboards, and for the sake of solo shuffle, here's the top 3v3. We can transfer this to solo shuffle, and we can instantly have a look at the top solo shuffle players. Now, I've showed you this a few times. I want to show you one more time. Boo Chains, aka Peekaboo, is currently #1 on the Ellie Sham, 2978. But this guy's right on his heels, whichever rogue that is. You guys in the chat probably know. I don't know who JDC is. If we go into Boo Chains, we can see all the gear Peekaboo's running. So if you wanted to get to a good start, you'd be looking to use the same gear that one of the best players in the game is using. If you want to take it a step further, you can click on the Elemental. He hasn't played any 3v3. So when you guys see this, this is not a bug on the website. This is he's just been doing solo shuffle all the time on the Ellie, and that's why if we move to the Elemental section, we'll see his rating history and how he's went up and down through the motions there. If we switch his game history to solo shuffle, we're going to see all the data there, right? So you can look up the talents, the gear, the rating history, everything here. Just go to the World of Warcraft section and have a look through the options here. Now, after every game, I told you guys we are going to be doing a giveaway. Every time Void.gg has been doing these tourneys, they're giving away a $100 Amazon every stream. So everybody who liked and commented on the post, thank you guys. I have the winner right here. I'm going to go to their Void account. Void sent it to me. It looks like Loser is actually a winner here.
Oh, damn.
Disparage is going to pick up.
Disparage.
Yeah. Oh, is it Disparage?
The one and only.
The one and only Disparage. Sounds like Easy Game Snoopy, very familiar with him. Loser is coming out with a $100 Amazon gift card.
He's a feral druid, so Snoopy probably knows.
Snoopy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's actually the Convoke God. Self-proclaimed, though. But yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
good.
we got the giveaway done. We've had a look at Void.gg. Make sure you guys check the website out. Now what I want to do is I'll actually walk you through it. If you go to the tournament section yourself right now, chat, !bracket, you can look at this from home. But Snoopy, Easy Game, we're going to have a look here. I'm going to pass it over to you guys. You can see the DPS standings right here. The top 4 DPS are Kuros, Vizpero, Lincoln Bio, and Prometheus. Easy Game, what are you thinking about with those top 4 DPS?
Prometheus is what class was he?
Windwalker, I believe.
So we got Windwalker, Feral, Warrior, and Ret. All 4 different classes. Love to see the variety there. And then even for the healers, we have Ardruid and HPAL. So there's not a single class spec overlap here in the finals, which is huge. Should be some exciting games where we're going to see which spec can differentiate themselves here. And I like how there wasn't any ties for the top 4. It's 9, 8, 7, 6.
Well, who do you think's taking it? What class or which person from the DPS side and the healer side do you have going in? Because, chat, this is one solo shuffle. Everything's on the line.
I want to see the Windwalker, personally. I just like watching the Windwalker gameplay. But realistically, I think the Ret's going to probably get in the top 2 for DPS, in my opinion. And I really want to see the HPAL take it home for the healers. But our druids are very strong, so he's got his work cut out for him.
Absolutely. Snoopy, a bit of a rhetorical question here from the DPS side, but the healer we won't know for sure. Who is taking it on the DPS side? Who's taking it from the healer side?
For DPS, I feel like Kuros is going to be having a pretty good time here. Kuros and Lincoln Bio would be my top 2 picks. For the healers, BotBot has shown some really good gaming in the Ardred lobbies, but one of the games he dominated and one not so much. I feel like the map, but also the specific comp, which we do know now, will matter a lot. But yeah, map is a big factor as well. But I do think BotBot might come out in the end, and Kuros, so Paladins might be taking over the whole thing. But we'll see. I am still hoping for Lincoln Bio, and I do think he can do well in this lobby right here.
Yeah, the Frail Druid's showing out. I like what Easy Game said. I really do like to see some Windwalkers out there shining. So I'm with Easy Game. I'd love to see the Windwalker come out on top. I think Rets always have their moments. I actually play Warriors, so I love Warriors, but they always have their moments. So with Easy Game there, hoping that the Windwalker gets crazy, gets the Kung Fu action going. And Resto Druids are just having such a good time, chat, all over the map. Maybe not in RBGs, but as far as 2s, 3s, and the solo shuffle is concerned. So I think Pride, an amazing Resto Druid, has a very good shot to win it. But I'm also with Easy Game again, rooting for the H Paladin. Chat, you guys let us know. Yeah, the underdog, right?
It's always, you always got to root for the underdog class.
It's always more fun. Chat, feel free to let us know who you think's going to win here. There's Kuros, Vespero, Lincoln Bio, Prometheus from the DPS side, and Pride and BotBot on the second. Again, just before we dive into the finals, and I hand it over to Easy Game and to Snupy to cast it for you guys together. This is one solo shuffle for all the marbles. So this is going to be important. Every single round is going to be crucial for these guys. They've been able to watch everybody in the tournament. Hopefully they got some strategies. Chat, let us know who you think's going to win, and let's dive straight into it.
As you could see, I'm in the arena as well. So many people in here. Even
Easy
my
Game
cat came in.
is down in the arena. He needs to get on the floor.
Even my cat came in, jumped on my lap. He heard there was the finals. He said, I want to watch the finals. He just came in, jumped right up here to watch the finals. And here we go.
Love that. Oh, hell yeah.
All right, should I take the first game here? We got Bites and BotBot. The Ardruid Holy Pala matchup is here. Ardruid Ret Pharaoh. This comp is the one that I love to play, especially in 2v2. The synergy is great. Let's see if they can bring it out there. Him, Tommy, BotBot on the enemy team. Well, their enemy team. And let's see here. Lincoln Bio moving in. Can I get a double rake? I really wish to see some double rakes there if they go in a stack. But I guess they're just really aware of not stacking. So well played by them. Not just like feeding into the Pharaoh's wishes there. Him taking big damage instantly. The Karma might die. Like a 5% or something Karma coming out. And Bite also getting so much damage. They're all going for gold there. A lot of money is online. Again, every round here matters so much. So let's see here. Him taking so much damage. Kuros and Lincoln Bio just going ham right now. Maybe they kind of turn us around. Bite being put into the incap. Let's see here. Lincoln Bio. Incarnate is now over. Taking some pretty big damage. Gets a nice rake stun onto the Windwalker Monk, though. BotBot trying to get away. Get some space. Throw some heals. And yeah, now it seems like to be kind of stabilizing. The biggest cooldowns are over. Wink's over. Incarn is over. Let's see here. Cyclone coming through. Monk with the jab kick combination. Cyclone will not land. I think landing some key Cyclone stairs will be absolutely huge, but it's hard with the reflect, the double kick, everything that actually gets kicked right now. Should have no kicks though, so for time being it might land, but the word is lines that one. Lincoln Bio kind of struggling to really get that control that he wants. But let's see here. Can he get the uptime? At least going to get that Incarn back as soon as possible. BotBot in the bash. Mike and Clone gets Cyclone. Well done there. Actually, Bop was used first, though, so him does have a Bop up. Now, Tommy also in a Cyclone from Bite. But not too much pressure really coming from this. Monk is Karn back in 1 second. Mana is also very even so far. This could definitely go either way. Lincoln Bio, casting Clone, trying to fake cast that kick. I assume he's playing precog. Let's see here. Lincoln Bio trying to Cyclone, but barely gets it on the max range. Well done there. Needs to get that instant frenzy off. Actually won't go for yet. Gets a recyclone. Or he actually cloned into the clone. But actually, if you clone into Cyclone, you still get that free frenzy. So the value is still there. You can actually clone full DR and you'll still get that free for all frenzy. Lincoln Bio though in big trouble now. Has to wall actually. And the Druid has to trinket wall. The Ardra trinket walls. I mean trinket iron barks. So a lot of cooldowns being used. And Bop. So many cooldowns going on to Lincoln Bio on this go. And Kuros also pressing bubble. This is not good for Team 2 here. They have to do something, but they're kind of out of cooldowns. Serenity was pressed. Keep that in mind. So maybe they can just live here just because the damage should be over. By taking big damage, Tommy taking big damage. Both falling very low. Tommy so low, though. 10% HP-ish.
Oh.
Barely staying alive. And down he goes.
Oh, man.
Close one. Close one.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was a big pressure lobby. Or round, rather.
Yeah, I've been noticing a trend here. Every opener with him on the team, the pressure is insane.
This
Obviously,
is true.
everyone in the chat who has eyes and plays the game knows that Windwalker Burst is quite insane. It's probably one of the best, strongest bursts in the game. Red Paladins also have some pretty strong bursts, but I feel like Windwalker probably has a little bit of edge on their burst go. But he doesn't have to go into a bop here, so perhaps this is going to be another explosive opener. He does have one bop actually from Kuros, but no H Pally bop. We'll see what he can do here. Gets a leg sweep. Lincoln Bio getting a lot of damage out as well. He trades. I think that was like a offensive karma there. Maybe just pre-pressed it, knowing he was going to take a lot of damage there. But I like it. Bite taking a lot of damage here. One thing I've noticed about him in these games that we watch him play is he really likes hitting our druids, and I like that style because I feel like our druids are so strong. Lincoln Bio taking so much damage though, but bot keeping him alive. One thing I've noticed is if you let our druids just play their own game, it's really hard to secure it up. Their HPS is so insane, and clones are obviously insanely strong, but they're not going to let these healers play. Lincoln Bio coming in for the bash clone here. Maybe him can get some pressure out during it. Kuros taking so much damage. He has a bubble and land hands. He's probably going to have to press one here, but Bite also still has Iron Bark. There's the bubble. So I think the next go Bite is going to have to trade the Iron Bark there. He was caught in a full clone behind a pillar there, so not much he can do. He could have trinketed, but he opts to save it because he knows he's a kill target. Love how he saved that trinket there. Let the Paladin bubble. Definitely doesn't want to get caught with no trinket against a Hodge or leg sweep go here. Double leg sweep here from him. Big damage onto Kuros with the Fist of Fury, parrying all the blows in return. I believe that's a Stormbolt onto Botbot here. Maybe they can get something out of it. Him doing a swap on Bite, and a good thing about him swapping over to Bite is it's kind of a defensive play and an offensive play. I love how he just rolled over there. He knew he was going to take a lot of damage, and instead of just sitting there in the cleave, he chooses to roll away into Bite, so he's getting some offensive pressure while he's playing defensive. But Lincoln Bio taking a lot of damage here. Bot goes out from Bot, but now they're instantly swapping over to Bot here. But he should be okay. Looks like it's just a warrior, and Paladin's usually pretty safe against a warrior here. I don't think Kuros is able to connect. He's under so much pressure. The clone battle going on over there in the corner of the screen by getting caught into a full clone. Kuros might be in trouble here. He does have lay on hands. Sinks him out of the stun there, but instantly incapped. Maybe this is him's chance right here. There's Zwin out. No Serenity, but Zwin is a lot of damage. Rio, Toomey taking a lot of damage there. Has to trade the parry out. Kuros does have his shield back in 2 seconds, and he has lay on hands still available. Ironbark going out from Bite. This might come down to mana. As you can see, both healers coming down to low mana here. I actually can't tell who's ahead in the mana war. It's so close, it's hard to see. Bot taking a lot of damage here. He's going to have to burn through his mana probably. There he goes. He has to bubble there. Nice swap there onto Bot forcing the bubble. But now Kuros in big trouble. He's going to have to...
Kuros.
It's Bite's in his full clone. This will land hands. It didn't do anything. Oh, man. Maybe... I don't know. I don't know if the lay on hands was better than the Shield of Vengeance there. I'm not even sure which one heals for more in that situation with the dampening. But the lay on hands kind of looked like it did nothing with dampening that high. But Shield of Vengeance might have done nothing as well.
Yeah, I think Kuros there was maybe looking to go for a big win streak, but we'll be stopping his tracks after one. So that's pretty big for Lincoln Bio. And the wait, who was on his team again now? Refresh my memory.
It was. I think. Honestly,
It was Tommy, I think. No, it was him. I should forget. But here we go though.
It was Warrior Feral, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Warrior Feral, indeed. Put into a Cyclone here, onto Botbot. Him taking some pretty big pressure. Kuros actually, with the instant trinket, putting that pressure up majorly onto Lincoln Bio. Guys, Lincoln Bio is actually holding his Incarn right now. For the moment, one thing about holding Incarn is You're not getting that CDR early in the game, which is not optimal. Here it goes, so Incarn has been used. Disarm onto Tommy. Lincoln Bio almost getting crushed in the opener. This is big, 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 big trouble. But they wash Stabilize without having to press Iron Bark or Wall. Him right now also not having Trinket. Kuros, no Trinket. Botbot, no Trinket. So one team has no Trinkets. The other has all 3 Trinkets. So that might be a teller of what's going to happen right now. That there's going to die on a go, potentially. But they do have that Bubble and Bop, so maybe that's going to be enough. By actually falling a little bit low. No skin to press. Ooh, Lincoln Bio almost landing cycle, but now it's double leg sweep coming through. Him making some big plays right now. Will he get Cyclone? One more kick coming through. Actually, it doesn't seem like Lincoln Bio is playing precog, because he's going to hardcasting clones, not really trying to fake cast that much right now. I believe those would DR maim onto him. That is not good for Lincoln Bio. Has to run away. I feel like right now, Bite, Lincoln Bio, and Tommy are a bit on the run, but they do have all trinkets. Maybe they can push in and get some value out of that, because still, for 30 more seconds, there's no trinkets for Team 2. Let's see here now. Hodge onto Bite. NECC on the DBS. Bop has been used onto him. Should be fun to push in. Seems like Bite is actually having a fairly good time healing this right now. Not too much of trouble. It seems blind now, though. Maybe that's he will change this. Lincoln Bio jumping away. Shockwave has been used. Lincoln Bio finally lands that clone onto Kuros. Gets that free frenzy. Rams big damage onto him. Karma has been forced. Well done there. Like, one Cyclone really can change how a game is going. Big go on to Bite, though. Has to Trinket here. Him, with that Ardor swap, like East Game said earlier, he's looking for those Ardors, and he's doing it right now, and down goes the TOD.
And he goes
Huge
down.
goal from him there.
His swaps to the Ardor, the reason I like him is so much is because they're both defensive and offensive swaps. He seems like he's always swapping when he knows the Warrior and the Ret are about to have huge cleave damage. He doesn't want to get caught in that cleave, so he swaps to the Ardor to avoid the cleave and still create pressure. And another thing in that round is the once again, the pressure from the Windwalker in the opener is just forcing so much defensives. Every single opener so far from anyone who's on him's teams has been explosive. So we'll see what happens this round. Maybe it's going to be another explosive him opener. Let's see. So far, there he goes. Every single cooldown pops win.
Seems
Serenity.
like it.
But it looks like he's the one who's getting exploded on right now, though. He has to trade Karma right there, but here we go. Maybe he can get some connection. Stops the Searing Glare. That's very good that he stopped that Searing Glare. Would have stopped his cooldowns right in his tracks. Big damage coming out onto Kuros. I believe that was the disarm on the Warrior right there. I saw the little animation fly out of his hands. Good defensive play. The Bite taking so much damage. I think he had to Iron Bark himself there and Bark Skin. So not much left. Gets feared on it, but it breaks. Kuros caught a full maim here. Big damage coming in. He might have to bubble there. I think that's the Save by the Light shield. It was a huge Save by the Light shield right there. So
maybe
it should be
Spore
okay
Cloak
just
as well?
from that. Yeah, it was probably Spore Cloak and Save by the Light shield there, because that was a very massive shield. I don't believe it was just one or the other. I think it was both. Spore Cloak is definitely one of the best embellishments in the game right now. Almost every class is running it these days, for good reason too. There's a huge Searing Glare. He actually gets it off there. They're gonna have to wait out that 4 seconds of CC basically on their characters. Kuros under the gun again, but he still has bubble and bop available. Sanks him out, but he still has to ends up having to bubble here. So Kuros is gonna be in big trouble, but they're instantly stopping to Tommy, doing some damage to him here. Bite once again getting swapped to. I really like the Ardruid swaps here, not letting the Ardruids do too much in these lobbies. Kuros under big damage here. He's still on forbearance, so he can't bop.
Lincoln
now
Bio,
is their
though.
time. Lincoln Bio still has a wall available. Lincoln Bio is doing a very good job of knowing when he doesn't and when he needs to wall. I've been noticing he's been holding his wall a lot when I probably would have pressed wall if I was on the Pharaoh, but he knows the class way better than me, obviously, because he is still alive. Kuros finally makes it to the bop, so after this, he pretty much has nothing left. This could be the opportunity for him and Lincoln Bio to seal the deal here. Bite having to trade out a Barkskin there, a little bit of a swap onto him. Yeah, Kuros in big trouble here. Bot pre-bubbles it because he
Yeah.
knows that, but it's not enough. He can't heal through it. They're both dying here. Tommy and
Sack.
Kuros. There's the rallying cry, but is it enough to save him? Oh man, Kuros needs to recover here. Bot still has land
Wait.
hands. Oh wait,
Team dies.
what?
They swap it on him. Take the
What did
go and swap it
I
on them.
blinked and he died. What did they
I
just do
think
to
what
him?
happened is that they just tunnel visioned a bit too much on killing, and when you get a bit too excited, you might kind of compromise yourself and get taken out, and that seems like it happened there. I actually think that Kuros and them just got off a forbearance as well, so Bot could do a bop, but overall, that was a pretty exciting run, guys. Keep in mind, there's a lot of money on the line. Each round matters a lot right now. So a lot of pressure on the players. We got the Warrior Windwalker moving in. Here we go. Double rake. Maybe the first double rake I've seen all day. So that's good to see. Bite, though, actually getting pressure right now. Bite, Link, and Bio. And not just a bit of pressure. The Trents are out. Those Trents are going to be doing a lot of heals, especially in early dampening. But Bite actually like taking quite a bit of damage. Skin was used. DR Hodge, not sure.
Oh,
Tommy goes down. I was going to say
Tommy
not sure
just
about the
goes
DR
down
Hodge, but
in
it
a-
won in the game. So
I
I'm
think it
going
was
to
a
be
DR
quiet about
Hodge
that one.
into a triple DR War Stomp that might have gotten the kill there. The
Some
War Stomp
huge
coming
pressure. Kuro so far
Yeah.
doing very, very good.
in. Yeah, Kuros is in
That
it
was
to
insane.
win it, and a lot of people put their faith into the Ret Paladin. I see some people in the chat hoping for Ellie Shamans. There actually was a lot of Ellie Shamans in this tournament, but they all got taken down by the melee. That is why you do not see them here in the finals. Bop and Kuros both already securing their spots, so it's Link and him fighting for theirs. Here we go. Link and Bio taking a lot of damage. Kuros, looks like Kuros is the one who's getting open on here, but should be okay with just the Templar Shield. Link and Bio taking a lot of damage. Does he trade a wall here? Still holding onto the wall, but Bite getting swapped to has to Ironbark himself, but Kuros also in trouble. So much damage coming out. This is the first time I've seen him under the gun in the opener. So far it's been him with the explosive openers, but now they're just getting blasted. Kuros still in trouble, but choosing to play offensively here. He's a little bit out of range of his healer, but Bite moving into range should be okay here. Now him's taking a little bit of damage. Looks like they're kind of just getting rotted down by the Feral Druid right now, and Bite is just not able to keep him up because he has a warrior just sitting on him, as you can see, just cranking him. It's hard for him to keep up with the feral damage with the warrior just sitting on top of him. Maybe he's hoping that his teammates can maybe pull the warrior off with a disarm or some kind of give him a little bit of breathing room here, but the warrior is just unrelenting here. Goes around the corner for the charge. I think that's the I'm not sure which. I think it was a sank right there. Yeah, it was a sank on that Hodge. Insta sank. Very good sank from Kuros. Him, now the one under pressure here, but by getting his heals out. Avatar is coming up in 20 seconds. That could be potentially deadly for Bite because he does not have Barskin and he doesn't have Ironbark. All they have to do is live on the side of Bop Bop, and I believe they might be able to seal the deal with the Avatar. There's the parry coming out from Tommy. Lincoln Bio doing his best to just kite around and live. A bop onto him. Maybe he can get the clone on it, but it might be a little bit too late now. Probably not even worth going for it. And as you can see, he's not going for it. But here's the damage right here onto Bite. The Avatar, like I said, any stun and he's gone. I'm not sure if he's on DR right now, but Kuros also taking a lot of damage.
He does
And but like I said, the Avatar comes up, no bark, no Iron Bark, and that's GG for Bite.
Yeah, down he goes. He never Ironbark in the very end, but he pressed at the same moment he dies, and he will go down since he's bot with the 5 wins, doing great in the healer matchup here. Lincoln by with the 4 wins, so well played by the Feral as well. Kuros the 4, 2 to Tommy and him, and 1 for Bite. So this means that I believe Lincoln Bio and Kuros are the ones that.
Yep,
You're right.
Lincoln Bio, bot for the healer.
So Bot definitely securing the #1 healer spot, going to secure themselves $750. That means Bite coming out there with the #2 spot, securing $500. On the side of the DPS chat, it's the top 2 DPS. And it looked like Kuros and Linked tied. So I'm going to wait for a double check from our Void.gg guys. And it looks like
Kuros.
Looks like based on the tiebreaker, as they both won 4 rounds, right now, if you do tie your opponent in round, it comes down to damage, which works out great with the melee lobbies because they're both able to pump damage. So it looks here like Link, the Feral Druid, Snupy, your favorite, is coming out with the #1 spot, the $750, the bragging rights, and Kuro's the Rep Paladin, the #2 spot, the $500. So those are the top 2 DPS. And obviously, Bop, #1, and Bite there, #2. Snupy, did the Feral Druid have it all along?
Well, I did bet on that, personally, in my head at least. Didn't bet anything on it, but I should have. But yeah, no, well played. I think Link is a great Feral. He's an underrated Feral. I think this is a guy that could easily be rank 1. He probably should get it this season or maybe next season. But yeah, so well played, and I think his spacing is great. Good uptime on the bleeds. Good usage of Cyclone, and it is overall well played. And also, of course, Kuro's crushing it as well. So yeah, congrats to both of them.
It's funny, Snoopy, because, Chad, if you haven't been here for the whole ride, the Saturday into the Sunday, Snoopy has really been pushing his feral energy, manifesting, and it looks like it came true. And then on the side of Easy Game, he's been manifesting the H-Pal for 2 days now. And Easy Game, Bop coming out on top. Did they have it all along?
I don't know if I'd say he had it all along because he's going against nothing but R-Druids, and R-Druids are very strong right now. But I am glad that the underdog, the only non-R-Druid in the top 4 of the healers, made it through, proving that you don't have to be an R-Druid to take it home.
Definitely.
For all the H-Pals in the chat.
The Windwalker had a chance to tie it up there at the end, right? Him was on to 2 rounds, and Link was on to 3. So the Windwalker Easy Game, the favorite you picked, and I was right on board with you, was just short of getting that 3-3, making it that tiebreaker lobby. So much love to the Windwalker, and I want to say from everybody that the players in this tournament were amazing. The solo shuffle, getting the community involved is extremely fun. I am going to have a couple closing statements in a second, but before I do, chat, I got to give huge shout outs to the people that you can't see right now. We've got DJ Rio. He's in the chat. He's been your cameraman today. It's been perfect. Crystal clear today. Not dizzy at all. He's been there putting it on behind. And then, of course, the gentleman at void.gg making it happen, making sure everything in the background around us is working. Thank you guys for the people behind the scenes. And then, of course, chat, I don't need to say this, but I will anyways. Easy Game, you've done a tremendous job today casting, and yesterday, of course. Let everybody know where they can continue to watch you as the Void.gg tournament wraps up here.
Those of you guys who already know me in the chat, stream on Twitch pretty much every day. Mostly do RBGs. I'm one of the top rated Battleground players. So I know there's a lot of people who are looking forward to the solo queue RBG that's probably going to be coming out in a couple patches. So if you guys have any questions or anything you want to know about that, go ahead and don't hesitate to hit me up on Twitch. I believe we have a command for that right now. Right there. You can find me right there. You can also find me on the Void, of course. I haven't checked if I hit the 100 followers from yesterday. Let's see. I'll check right now.
Take a look.
Boom, we're at 101. Looks like we got 3 more
Nice.
followers yesterday from the stream. So we're going to have to do a giveaway on stream for hitting that 100 mark. But yeah, and I also have a YouTube as well. You can find that on my Twitch page, a link to that. And yeah, we're pretty much there every single day almost. So that's where you can find me.
That's awesome. You've been crushing it, and I want to clarify for the chat that we call him Easy Game, and under his thing right here, it says Easy Game. But when you're searching him up on Twitch, it's Easy Game, capital L there, okay? So make sure you find the right Easy Game. Don't search just Easy Game and miss him. Put the L onto the end. Snupy.
Which is a good reminder to get your name on Void, because I wasn't able to get it on Twitch, as you could see. The original Easy Game's taken. Hopefully I can snag it at some point. But you don't want to be Easy Game L on Void. I got the original Easy Game on Void, so you make your usernames now so you don't have to put an L at the end or whatever at the end.
That is true. Chat, a year from now, when Void is all the rave and you're going to get your account and you've been slacking off and all your names are taken and you try to email Void, they're going to tell you should have listened to Easy Game right now and got it solidified right now. Go make that account. Snupy, you came over from EU. We've had a lot of EU faces in our tournaments here at Void.gg so far. We appreciate you coming over. in case right now the NA community is awake and watching, and maybe EU is getting ready for bed, but maybe not. They're actually pretty late gamers. Let everybody from
we're
NA
gaming.
and perhaps from EU let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, well, first thing I want to thank both Torpid and Ease Game. It's been great. It's been a good time being a part of this tournament, and all you guys avoid again. But yeah, you can find me on Void, Twitch, Twitter, Snoopy, everywhere, Instagram, just SNUPY. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can watch some Feral Gaming and other stuff as well. A few IRL streams sprinkled in here and there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Big thanks
I love
to
that.
the chat as well and all the viewers.
Yeah, there's been tons of love in the chat for Easy Game and Snoopy. I'm, of course, Torpid. I've been hosting for Void.gg now for both tournaments. I'm creating content on twitch.tv/Torpid. We're going to do some Gladiator games today and some Legend games in the Shuff today. Playing the Warrior. Atake didn't make it. Unfortunately, Tomb didn't make it. I did want the Warriors to do well, but I am happy with the other DPS because they're a little more exciting than us Arms Warriors, if I'm being honest. No offense to the Arms. I love the DK disruption. I talked about it. The Windwalker one-shot. I like to see chat complaining about how Rep Paladins aren't melee, they're ranged. And then, of course, I'm creating a lot of class guides with a lot of rank 1s on YouTube. So if you guys are looking to learn and pick up a class, make sure you search Torpid on the YouTube. Find my guides. I'm working with some awesome players from this tournament, from the previous tournament, and from everybody at Void.gg. Thank you guys for watching. There will be more tournaments in the future. As you know, BlizzCon is next week. Following BlizzCon is 10.2, the new season, the new patch. So make sure you're following Void.gg, the account on Void. Make sure you're following this Twitch channel and the Void.gg Twitter, because there will be an announcement for another tournament in the future. They're looking at expanding to EU. They're looking at bringing different types of tournaments to NA. Could be 3v3, 2v2, duels, maybe a 5v5. They've got a lot of things in the works. And as you saw today, I really want to highlight this. They did a rank 1 tournament last weekend with all the big names, all the people you love, the staples of the community. But there's a lot of great players, and we saw that today. They did a tournament for the community. There was a lot of people we didn't know about at the beginning, but they showed up and they've been dominating the whole time. So for anyone who played in the tournament, anybody who signed up, we appreciate you guys getting involved. Make sure you guys have a great Sunday. We're going to leave you there. Again, shout out to the tournament winners. Link coming in there, #1 DPS, Kuro's #2 DPS, and Bop #1 healer, and Bite with the #2 healer. Guys, we're going to leave you with the Void.gg exit song, the best song by Void.gg. Thank you guys for being here. Take care.
Good night.
Sometimes I feel a voice in my head saying